headphones down. Bloody hell. It blew my ears out.
Yeah, it was quite loud.
Presume we're live.
Yeah, could just do with a bit of powder on my cheeks, I think.
You're looking a bit shiny.
Have you got any foundation? None in those boobs down there.
No, I think whatever was in those boobs has dried up long ago.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Anyway, you take record yet?
I know, yeah.
Come on.
Are you not doing the sounds?
Yeah. I'm on it. Stand by.
The dwarf.
Ronnie Pickering!
And the mother of madness.
Right. Hello. Willkommen.
Bienvenue.
En soirée. Welcome to the Barn Raising. It's episode 314 this week, Sunday, 28th of January. If you're watching on YouTube, you're wondering what the hell's going on.
Me and Phil are facing each other.
Yeah.
For a start.
This is what we do the last week of every month, isn't it? We have a
It
barn raising episode with no guests or news clips or anything like that. No script. Well, we don't have scripts, but you know what I mean. No format. That's what I mean. No format.
No format. No entertainment.
No entertainment. Very little value.
Yeah, this is zero value.
Zero value.
In fact, this is a negative value because I can see that Helen has produced some barn raising artwork. Therefore, we've taken and given nothing.
Shit. That means we're in arrears.
Yeah, but I suppose it's
in
like,
her ears.
Yes, in her ears.
We're in her ears and in her ears.
Exactly. Yes.
So, well, yeah. So that we don't normally put these on YouTube, but seeing as we have a clean YouTube channel for the first time since 2021,
For the first time until the end of this episode.
feeling frisky, so putting it on YouTube
Right. Okay.
because we don't want people getting withdrawal symptoms on a Sunday evening, do we?
No. There's
You
always
know.
that. Yeah.
We're in people's routines now.
Mm-hmm.
They expect.
Something.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this is what you get.
2 hours of chat about visionaries.
Visionaries.
Again.
Yeah, fuck me.
Again.
We were watching some about Showgirls just before we went live.
A classic. I think we can all agree.
Well, the reason that Red Letter Media did that review episode on Showgirls is Paul Verhoeven's announced he's doing his first US film for 20 years.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. And what is it? Showgirls 2?
It's an erotic thriller.
No, it's
surprise,
not.
surprise.
It's not, is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Some political, an erotic political thriller.
Is it about Joe Biden?
Oh, who know what? Corn Pop.
Corn Pop dude.
The Corn Pop Chronicles.
From the 70s.
Yeah.
After the first head opening.
With his hairy legs.
What was the other one? Sarah Palin.
Oh, right, yeah.
She was a bit nutty, wasn't she?
I think she was governor of Alaska, wasn't she?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I can't picture her, but I have a thought in my head that she was some kind of MILF.
She was like semi-attractive, wasn't she?
Well, in the world of politics, that's
Yeah.
like unheard of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Christ.
Semi-attractive, I would say.
Right.
I can remember. But I'm pretty sure that she had to leave under a cloud. There was something went on with her.
A mushroom cloud.
I think so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that there's someone that's been on Joe Rogan's podcast was married to one of her children. He's like a Medal of Honor winner.
Olympics.
Yeah.
What event?
Shooting loads of Afghanis.
Oh gosh, that's dark.
Well, that's what happened, I think.
Oh,
The
it's not
Taliban's.
not the sniper guy.
Possibly.
There was that book film American Sniper, wasn't it?
No, it's not him.
No.
It's not about him. No, he's won the Medal of Honor, and he was on there because he was talking about his PTSD, and he'd like gone down to Mexico and taken some psychedelic. What's it? Is it not? No, it's not mescaline. It's something else.
Ayahuasca.
No.
Ibogaine.
Peyote.
Ibogaine.
Ibogaine. It might have been
Peyote.
a really dark. Gives you a really dark trip,
I
apparently.
think Ibogaine's like that. It's like
I think it's that one.
what do you call it? Like death of the soul.
So I think he did that first, or second. I can't remember. You do it one way, and then you do something else after. As part of this healing journey, basically.
Right.
So he was on, but they've since divorced. Little tidbit there for you.
Right.
No one's names except for Sarah Palin, and that's it.
Well, the guy who's writing the new Verhoeven film is the same guy who wrote RoboCop for him.
Well then, I can't wait. Did he direct the second one? Just the first one?
Just the first one.
Right, okay.
Did Total Recall.
Yeah.
He did. Basic Instinct.
Yes.
Starship Troopers, which is one that a lot of people sleep on. That's a fantastic film.
Yeah, I liked that one.
It's satire.
Mm.
I think he got panned because people didn't get it.
Yeah, what it
They were
was supposed to.
taking
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were taking
literally.
it seriously.
Yeah, like it was supposed to be a serious film. Yeah.
But it was like analysing like a fascist state, basically,
Yeah.
and the way they treated the bugs.
Yes.
And what's the thing with the nerdy guy? He goes off to be like an intelligence guy, like a Gestapo guy.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where like they capture the main brain bug,
Yeah.
and it's afraid,
Yes.
and they all turn around and go, "It's afraid!" Yeah, like that's the big moment.
Yeah.
They struck fear into this thing.
Into its heart.
Yeah, it was such a. And I like the way people keep losing limbs.
Yeah.
Like all these soldiers who are vets.
Mm.
Well, Michael Ironside
Yes.
is like a lucky charm for Verhoeven, isn't he? He's been in a lot of Verhoeven films.
Mm.
Did I say Total Recall?
But he's in RoboCop as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Total Recall.
I wonder if he had a bit part in Basic Instinct. Be right time for him.
I think he was the other detective in the room, the snatch scene.
Well, I know Dennis Nedry was in the room.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah.
Dadson! We got Dadson here! See, nobody cares. Yeah. Yeah, Michael Ironside. What else did Verhoeven do?
That's it. Done loads of weird films.
Showgirls, which would have been, about 94-ish, something like that. Yeah. So maybe that was his last, big budget Hollywood film.
Maybe.
So we're big films, all them.
Mm.
Like, they're not B movies, even though they might come across as them, some of them.
No.
Yeah.
He had peak Sharon Stone as well, didn't he? And the Michael Douglas
Yeah.
Basic Instinct.
Yeah. I probably haven't seen that for 20 years.
I don't think I've
What's
ever
that?
watched it all the way through.
No.
Got finished
You've
early.
you've just worn out one 30-second scene.
I don't remember. I don't remember it being a good film personally. I think, was it not just because you got to see her beaver?
No, I would say it's probably a good psychological thriller in the same vein as what's the one with the boiler, the bunny boiler.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's
Female attraction, female attraction, single white female.
no. What is it called? That is that with Michael Douglas as well?
Maybe not. Maybe it's Michael Keaton.
Oh God, what is it called? That film?
Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction. That's
the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. There was another one.
No.
There was another good one around the same time, same sort of psychological thriller. It was Nicole Kidman on a boat.
Oh yeah, that was good. That one. That was better than all of these.
Cape Fear? No.
No, that's with Robert De Niro.
Which was the Nicole Kidman one.
It's on a boat.
Yeah.
It's like I want to say Castaway, but it's not Castaway.
No, that was Ollie Reed, weren't it?
Still Waters or something. Still Dead Calm.
Dead Calm. Good shout. Was it Redford? Robert Redford?
No, I think it was
Sam Neill? There was
it?
3 characters essentially,
Was it
wasn't
not Billy Zane? Was he not in it?
He was the killer,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So there was the couple and a killer,
Mm.
and they're sort of stranded at sea, aren't they? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can't think who the husband was.
I remember that. Yeah, I watched that when I was far too young, to be honest with you,
Yeah, scared.
and scared me. We watched the latest Witches film, or most of it, last night, and that was quite scary.
Was it?
It was a bit weird, yeah.
That's the Anne Hathaway reboot.
Yeah, and she's like quite a scary witch in it. She'll like her mouth opens. Doesn't take because we've been reading the book. So my eldest was disappointed, saying she didn't take her mask off. But it was like terrifying. What they just had like these slits at the side of the mouths, and the mouths opened extra wide, and had like lots of pointy teeth.
Yeah, like Baraka from Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was scarier, I
Right.
thought, than the book, maybe.
Scarier than the Angelica, because Angelica Houston was quite scary in the original.
I know I've not watched it for a long time. That though.
Right, when she finally unmasks herself, well, they all get unmasked at the hotel at the end.
They don't do that, you see, in this. They take the wigs off.
Yeah.
They've got scratchy heads. And then the mouths open really wide. And she does some magic.
Helen's saying Sam Neill.
Right,
Do you know?
He's an Aussie, isn't he?
Yeah, maybe it was a Nazi film.
Yeah.
Because that probably launched both their careers, I would suggest. It's pre-Jurassic Park, isn't it?
Yeah.
89-ish, 90? Or take a guess.
Don't know. Sam Neill might be a New Zealander, actually.
Same fucking thing, innit?
Yeah. You can say that if you like.
Yeah, we just lost it. Like
One listener in Australia.
Australia's like our third biggest audience, I think, on audio.
Behind the British Virgin Isles.
Yeah. Ecuador. Yeah, I forgot where we got to before I waylaid you with Sam Neill.
Don't know. I was just thinking about Showgirls and how many times I'd have to rewind it on the VHS after I recorded it off Channel 4 or whatever. Over and over again.
Did you used to like stop it when the adverts came on and press record again?
I wasn't that elite. My mum and dad had a video recorder that did you just program them or something? You could put times in or something.
If you were like a scientist.
You could put times in for it to start and finish.
Yeah.
And then it just did it basically.
Until, clocks went forward or back, and then that fucked you, didn't it?
It fucked us right in there.
Fucked
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Fucking hell, I've recorded Blind Date instead of Gladiators.
There was one, I remember the first video player we got it came with this booklet and it had like a barcode scanner in the remote of the video player. And you had to, I never could figure it out because I was too young. And you could scan something in this booklet and it would make it do things.
That's voodoo, man.
I know, yeah. It was like, I always remember it because it was like a little laser.
Well, do you know what I think that plays into? It used to be, when we used to get newspapers and like page...
Oh, there was that, wasn't there? Yeah. Numbers.
Page 3 of the Lancashire Evening Post used to have full page with the 4 channels on, what was on.
What's on?
And after the title and description of each show, there would be like an 8-character number, I would suggest.
Yes.
And if you had a fancy VCR,
you
could put that number in and somehow it fucking knew when to record it. But it wasn't... I think it would fuck you sometimes, right?
Yeah, but it would. Yeah.
Say you recorded FA Cup semi-final and it went on to extra time and penalties, it would finish after the show was...
Due to finish.
Scheduled. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that would work for your times as well, wouldn't it? If you set it to come on at 8 and go off at 10. Dangerous times back then, wasn't it?
You used to. That was the thing, that you used to set it 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after. Not dead on.
No.
5 minutes before, 5 minutes after. just in case there's any slippage in the scheduling.
Right.
Yeah. So you had to make sure of that all of the time.
Yeah. I don't remember. I'm trying to think what I used to record. I used to record a lot of comedy stuff on BBC Two.
Did you?
Yeah, Red Dwarf and Bottom. Those sorts of shows.
I just used to watch them because they were on every Friday.
And, well, yeah, but occasionally. Maybe it was reruns. Or if you knew it was a particularly good episode, like the old Red Dwarf, where they get stuck in the VR machine in the Wild West.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to record that one. It's funny.
Right.
It's either that or films. I probably recorded a lot of films.
I had hours and hours of films recorded from the television.
Yeah, you record your film, and then there was a sticker on the side of the videotape, millennials. These are a device, which was about maybe 10 inches by 4 inches and an inch thick, called a video cassette. And you get stickers and you get a marker pen and write on the spine of the tape what it was. And then what you would get, if you were fucking posh like me, you would get a video cassette holder that looked like a book.
Yes.
And you would have a rack of faux leather video cassette holders on a bookshelf. A video library, if you like, I think they were called.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big time pimping.
I did. Yeah.
Did you ever do short play or long play on your videos?
Oh, I wouldn't have even known what to do. Long play used to take more of your tape time when it recorded, didn't it? And it improved the quality. Is that where right?
I think so.
Yeah. So, because tapes came in sizes, didn't they? You get like a 90-minute VHS or a 120-minute VHS, 200, and then big ones, like 200, 240-minute VHS or something. So I presume if you wanted to tape Dead Calm on long play, you'd need like a 240-minute VHS tape.
Exactly.
It's magic, isn't it?
What?
It's not really. It's pretty low tech, I suppose, compared to what we have today.
How it records all those sounds and images to some tape.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it just doesn't think about it. It's the best way.
I try not to think about it.
It's the best way. Now it's just ones and zeros everywhere, and how fast those ones and zeros are being processed, isn't it?
There's tell you what I've noticed. A lot of people watch things with subtitles on now.
I have to.
Why?
Because the sound isn't right on things anymore. But there's a thing on Netflix where you can go in and it's defaults to 5.1 surround sound, and you can put it on English original if you're English, and it kind of corrects it a little bit, but you still can't make out what people are saying basically half the time.
I've come across this on streaming services where I just thought it was a sound mixing issue, because some things just seem incredibly loud, like the sound effects will be incredibly loud, and then it's like there's not enough compression on the audio file to sort of level things out. But I think there might be another component to this, which is a lot of people, one screen isn't enough. They have the TV on, and then they have a secondary screen in the palm of their hand, which they scroll on, which distracts them, and then they can look at the screen rather than just listen to it and listen.
So it's the big noises to draw your attention back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Maybe. I wouldn't put that past the psychologists that work at Netflix. We need that attention back on us. So we need those big noises here. Or maybe it's designed to be watched on a phone rather than a television. Some things are. There was that thing, is it called Emily in Paris or something? I haven't watched it, but I was reading an article about it, and it said they were going for like TV shows that were aimed at an audience that wouldn't be paying attention to it. So it's been written for people. Yeah, so it's been written for people who are scrolling and watching telly at the same time.
How do you do that? How do you tailor something for people who aren't paying attention to it?
We don't make it overly complex. For a start. Yeah. The storyline.
Oh my god.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just shy, isn't it? Basically.
Have you heard about this traitors thing?
Yeah, yeah, it's all over the news, isn't it?
People keep talking to me about it, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're on about.
I don't really. I've heard about. I heard about the other one. It got really popular as well. The first series, didn't it? And I don't get what.
Oh, it's not the first time, is it? Not.
No, this is the second series.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Right.
I've not watched it. No.
Oh right.
I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from stuff.
It's like a game show, from what I can gather.
Yeah, it's a game show.
Reality TV / game show. It's like,
So the premise I've heard, because I was listening to, there's someone on complaining about mental health services on Jeremy Vine, and then what came on afterwards was something about traitors and spoilers, and it's like I think there's 2 traitors, and then you've got to try and wheedle them out. And there's like 20 of them or something, and they've all got to vote who's leaving, and you've got to try and get the traitors before the end.
Yeah, it's a really old like party game premise. A game that's been around for like 100 years.
Right. Okay.
That's how it sounded to me. There's a famous one. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like Assassins or something like that. And yeah, you've got like 4 or 2 assassins, and then 10 people who are the sheep or the the plebs, and they've got to you got to work out. You've got to nominate someone at each round or whatever, and eliminate someone, and then an assassin can turn a pleb to be on their side or whatever. And
oh right. Okay.
yeah, you win if there's only assassins left or something like that. I can't remember the name of the game, but it's like a game theory kind of thing. I don't know. It's like there's no interest in shit like that. It's all game shows.
No,
it's not.
I don't really think the last time I properly got into a game show was probably in the school summer holidays watching Going for Gold. Going.
Oh, was it Matthew Kelly or Michael Kelly? It's Matthew.
No, I think it was.
Who was the tall beard guy?
That's Matthew Kelly.
Matthew Kelly, and he was a small Irish guy.
Yeah, he was.
Henry Kelly.
Yeah, he died recently. Well, about 20 years ago. He was about 90 when he was doing it.
Proper EU propaganda, that show, man.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Early 90s.
Loved it.
Early 90s.
Loved that. There was that, and then there was this fishing program that I used to watch in the summer holidays as well. It was on like BBC Two or something, and he just went fishing different places.
Henry Kelly?
No, somebody else. I found it once, and it looked terrible. I thought, how did I watch this as like a 13-year-old? Why was I so interested in that? But yeah, I used to watch that. I used to pass the time.
Have you been watching Gladiators?
No.
No?
Do you watch it?
Yeah. I've been getting the kids to watch it.
Oh, right, okay.
The first...
Linear TV.
So, we didn't watch it the first week. I think we had something on the Saturday evening. So, last week, we were having tea. And my youngest was racing through his tea to go and do something. He wanted to watch something on telly, or he wanted to play on a video game or something. I said, there's no point rushing. Gladiators is on in 10 minutes. He went, what's that? I said, Gladiators, we're going to watch it.
Okay, yeah.
And so I had it. It's on BBC. Got it on the iPlayer. Play from the start. And it's going in the music. It's like a carbon copy of what it was. And like my 8-year-old comes in, goes and grabs a bag of popcorn, turns light off, comes and sits down next to me.
Oh yeah,
glued to it, like.
Wow,
absolutely loves it.
Does he?
And 12-year-old as well.
Really?
Absolutely love it.
Really?
You should watch it with the kids.
Okay,
it's good.
Maybe
it's good, wholesome
spandex, oiled fun.
Yeah.
Who's the lightning?
I was going to say. Well, we talked about this. Was it last week when you weren't here? The week before.
The week before.
The week before. You know, Ben said, "Who's the new Jet?" And obviously we said there's no replacing Jet, obviously, but it's Saber. It's Saber. She's Scottish and she's got
fit.
blonde curly hair and like a massive leg tattoo.
Right. Okay.
She's a good one. She's a good one.
Okay.
And you know, there's Giant for the girls as well.
I mean, there's some.
He's like the new Hunter.
Right. Okay. Some of the female gladiators I saw were quite large. They weren't svelte, you know, like javelin throwers or.
There's different ones, so some of them are quite like
Built
shot
for speed.
putters.
Some are built for power.
Yeah. So it depends on the event, like you know. You don't want to be like there's one of the girl gladiators is a rugby player or
Yeah.
a retired rugby player, whatever. All right, she probably ain't going to be too hot on the wall.
You never know.
Climb the wall.
Might scamper up it.
You want her in gauntlet, you know, or
Yes.
powerball,
Yes.
you know, duel.
It was good, wasn't it? When in the 90s, when you saw one of the gladiators being overpowered, like it's being pounded.
Spoilers.
With-
Sure. Let's say spoilers or not.
If you want to, yeah.
One gladiator got knocked off this week.
Oh,
Jewel.
wow. Yeah. Is that the one with the stick, the big cotton buds?
Yeah.
Jewel.
Yeah, and the cricket gloves on.
Yeah.
They're literally cricket gloves.
Sprayed blue.
Didn't even spray them, just white. Just
Right.
white, yeah.
Wow. And then, are they still on the pole things? Little platforms?
Yeah, like a podium.
Yeah.
Podium, yeah.
And you've got to stay on it whilst you're being twatted.
I think it's 5 points, isn't it? If you stay on,
I can't.
10 points if you're not the gladiator off, something like that.
Right, okay.
Yeah, the referee is Mark Clattenburg.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's weak. He's the weakest part of the show, to be fair.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think did he die? Get ready. Gladiators.
Where's Anderson?
Ready.
Is it John Anderson?
I don't know.
It was John Anderson, I think.
Don't know.
I guess, well, he'd be like fucking 100, surely.
Yeah.
Be the best part of 100.
Well, they keep wheeling out fucking James Earl Jones, don't they, to do Darth Vader? He must
Really?
be in his 90s. Yeah.
Do they? I would have thought they would just use AI, just to sample, just put all of Darth Vader's dialogue from all the films through an AI machine and just replicate it now, like they'll do with the actors eventually.
Yes.
And the physique, you know, it's like it's going to be a weird sort of situation, isn't it? I guess movies will just pay like a royalty, but then how does a new actor break through?
Well, yeah, that's
You know.
the thing, isn't it? Yeah. You're around forever now.
Guess what? Why would I hire you when I can just have Harrison Ford in his Temple
Peak.
of Doom Prime?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfectly mirrored, you know. Why am I going to take a chance on Timothée Chalamet?
Yeah. Especially when he's so skinny.
Svelte elfin. Yes, I'm writing a review of Dune.
Dune.
Yeah, for the newsletter. Newsletter comes out on the 1st, so you've still time to sign up if you're listening. Drop me an email
Have
at
you watched it?
thehonestinquisition@gmail.com and put newsletter in the subject line.
Yeah.
And I'll put you on the thingy.
Have you watched it on Netflix or something? It's on there now.
No, the book.
Oh, you've read the book? Oh, my God. As if.
I'm doing a book review
A book review.
of the movie. Well, guess what? I'm ahead of you now.
Oh, yeah.
I know what happens in the next film.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I'm doing a book review. So, you know, it was great. 5-star.
Right.
Would
okay.
recommend. The thing that put me off reading it was the size. It's a big, thick book.
Thick book with tiny writing.
It's good, man. It's good. Read it 2 weeks.
Right.
Just over. I can't remember what it said on Goodreads. I think I started it on like the 7th, or the 6th of January.
Right.
So enjoyed it. Wanted to, you know,
Read it.
looked forward to picking it up in the
Getting back
evenings.
to it.
Yeah, it's good. It was like a screenplay.
Right. Okay.
Reads like a screenplay.
Mm.
It's a bit off-putting at first. There's no chapters. Yeah, but there is. It's just that they're not called chapters. It's broken up into 3 books.
Oh.
Books 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And each book instead of having chapters, there are scene changes.
Mm.
And the scene change starts with like a quote from a future text from the Dune universe. Just to break it up.
Right. Okay.
They're not incumbent for the story or anything. Just like little snippets of a future text written by Muad'Dib or whoever. So that lets you know that we're breaking now. We're going to a new scene in the narrative. It's good, really good.
Right.
Yeah, would recommend. I'm going to next time I go to Chazza shop, St. Catherine's charity bookshop. I'm going to venture into the sci-fi section and snaffle up
the June series.
The other 5 if I can get them. Yeah, sure, I will eventually. Yeah,
I believe. Well, yeah. I think some of them are not as good. Apparently,
I've heard the next one is good and it's short, 300 pages roughly.
Nice.
Is it the next one maybe? Children of Dune is a bit of a slog. There was one I read. It said like you'll have no idea what's going on, but you have to read it because the last one is a fucking banger.
It's a killer.
You need to have read the 4th one to understand the 5th one.
You need to read the 700-page lore book.
I'm fine with that. I'll do it. It won't be like I'm not going to read them back to back or anything. I'll take a break for a few, 6 months maybe, and then I'll read. Maybe summer holiday. It'd be a good book for the holiday.
Yeah, nice light read for the holiday.
Yeah.
600 pages of lore.
Saying that, I don't read on holiday anymore. It's getting smashed. Getting pissed up all the time in evenings. Because they're older, you see. Kids are older.
You can just leave them to,
Well, we go to, entertainment, don't we?
entertainers.
Entertainment, showgirls.
Yeah. Show me your tits. That'd be a good ISO.
Yeah. I don't know where I'd use it. Sparingly.
Next guest.
Yeah, our next guest visited the Great Pyramid of Giza with Leonardo da Vinci. So make sure you tune in for that one next week. Sounds like it's going to be a banger.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah.
Whoa, where's
Look
that
at
beer
this.
been?
I think it was outside. It's called an Old Crafty Hen. Oak aged.
Oh.
6.5%.
Oh, God.
I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. I'm not going to Burnley tomorrow.
No.
Fuck, no. I'm having a break from that.
What were you supposed to? Were you rewiring a house in Burnley?
It's the rewire that never ends.
Why is it going on forever?
It's a ginormous house, and usually on a rewire, when you rewire a house in a bedroom, you'll have 2 or 3 sockets.
Yeah.
Not 7 sockets and 4 fuse spurs.
Why is that many?
I know.
Is it all of the...
Can't have too many, can you?
Why has he got 7?
Fuse spurs next to half the sockets on outside walls. Guess I want to put an outside light up or something.
Oh, right, okay.
Security light. I don't know. It's mad. It's just going on, and it's a big house. It's an old farmhouse.
Oh,
It's
right.
been extended a few times.
Right.
Great place though. 4 acres of land.
Wow.
I was looking out outside the back. There's 4 stables.
Wow.
There's a veggie patch. All these planters and stuff. Couple of greenhouses. And
All for 30 grand.
yeah, in Burnley. He's going to have chicks and sheeps.
All right, okay.
Live the good life.
Is he retired or is he...
No.
No?
But maybe, maybe 10 years. Maybe he's thinking 10 years down the line. He's probably a bit older than us, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe, 35, 37, something.
He just reminded me of something that I watched.
What?
Bit older than us.
Yeah. What did you watch?
Is it your... someone you know familiarly?
No.
Oh, right, okay. Something like my parents...
What?
Just your face drinking that. My parents' war or grandparents' war or something.
What about it?
That's a TV program I watched randomly this week. I've been off work in between jobs.
My Grandparents' War.
Something like that, yeah. And it was
What's about World War II?
Yeah, and it was like it was the BFG. You know, I can't remember his name. And the
Snozzcumbers, yeah.
and it was in Bridge of Spies.
I know what you mean.
one
He's based as fuck him. He's proper like fuck the WEF shills and all the rest of it.
Yeah, he talked about his anti-war stance on
Yeah.
the program and stuff.
Is he Irish?
No, I don't think so.
English? I
Yeah.
don't know, but I like it. The cut of his jib. Anyway, sorry, he's in it.
But yeah, well, his granddad is so obviously the program's really about his granddad, but him because he's a Hollywood actor. They went. He was a greengrocer's son, like born in 19 early.
Hang on, this is a documentary or something. Then it's not fiction,
No, yeah,
right?
and he went over to work in the Far East, and it was for HSBC as a banker, and you had to sign a 10-year contract, and you weren't allowed to get married basically in those 10 years. So basically, across those 10 years, he worked his way up or whatever, and eventually he was posted to Japan. He brought his family over and all the rest of it.
Is this the granddad or the actor?
The granddad, yeah.
Right.
So 19 whatever, I think it was 39 or 40, Japan invades. So he moved, that was it. He moved from Japan back to Hong Kong, and then Japan invades Hong Kong, and he's immediately captured, basically. And
Wow.
but he couldn't figure out. He didn't know why his granddad hated Japanese people. Or couldn't get into any of like the culture or anything. And basically, he was wounded, like pretty much in the first battle they had, and then they went to this hospital, and the Japanese stormed the hospital, and they bayoneted all the injured and dying soldiers. The general or the colonel or whatever who came to meet them was just shot straight away, and they went round and bayoneted everybody. Loads of people went and hid, and somehow they all got away. Basically, these people. They were captured, put in a prison camp, and he was in a prison camp from 1941 to the end of the war, basically.
I was gonna say, lucky he didn't end up in. Was it Unit 73?
Whatever, yeah, the same.
Do you know the one where they did the medical experiments on
Yeah.
Chinese prisoners of war? Oh,
Yeah.
some horrific shit.
Yeah, no, yeah. So he ended up being there for years, but he had this dream basically of he wanted to move back to England and have an orchard, and he said that's all he thought about in
That's what kept him going.
the prisoner of war camp, and that's what he did. He moved back to Kent. He went back to go and work for HSBC for another 30 years or 20 years, and then he retired and bought a farm, like a house in the Kent countryside with an orchard, and he said he was quite happy and stuff living there, but obviously never spoke. They were all told, weren't they, to not. Well, he said on this program they were told not to speak about anything that had happened when they were demobbed. Is that what it was called?
Really?
He said, "Don't tell anybody about what's happened. Don't speak to anybody. Get on with your lives." And that was it. And that's where all the serial killers come from.
That's interesting because my dad said his dad never talked about it. Very rarely and never in any detail.
Mm.
And your immediate thought is, well, that's sort of probably sort of burying the PTSD rather than them being instructed.
Yeah.
You know, he just used to say, yeah, well, I got kicked out of France, and then we got kicked out of Spain, and then I ended up in West Africa, in Sierra Leone.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Guns, making gun, like there was a shipping thing, because I think the Germans had the control of the Med.
Mm.
They were occupying France, they had Italy, obviously. So all the shipping, all the weapons going to North Africa to... who was it who was fighting Rommel? The desert rat. Montgomery? Field Marshal Montgomery. They all had to go down coast to West Africa and then be flown over. So it would be flown from England to West Africa, where he was, and then they'd send it on from there to North Africa.
Mm.
So that's what he was doing there until, you know, they bailed.
Yeah.
They bailed out, and I've told story loads of times, I know, about him being on Lancastria. It's Dunkirk. Was it Which was the retreat?
Yeah,
Dunkirk.
Well, that's the famous one, but there's loads of them, isn't there? They're shipping people across even before Dunkirk happened.
He got his orders to get to Dunkirk on the day, and him and his mates, they got lost. They got lost in France, and they missed it.
Okay.
They missed the boat. They were supposed to be on the HMS Lancastria.
Was it torpedoed or something?
It was sunk straight offshore, and all the survivors were machine gunned in the water.
Fucking hell.
But they got lost, so they didn't make it. Him and two of his mates, I think it was, because they were in the engineers. They were last out. You're first in building bridges and roads and stuff, and then you're last out blowing them all up on your way out. And I think they bartered with some French fishermen to take them over for safe passage and, you know, asylum, whatever what you would call it at the time. So they got over on their own, and they missed Dunkirk.
Wow.
Lucky escape.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, but he never talked about it much, apparently.
No.
Dad's got medals and stuff.
Has he?
Yeah, I think they all got a medal, the ones that came home.
Well, yeah,
You got certain medals.
you get
it's
a
a
medal.
matter of course.
don't you, for being in a war?
Yeah.
It's seen combat, don't you? That's the thing. There's a campaign medal, I guess. Is that what it's called?
Campaign. Theatre.
Mm.
Fucking pricks. Have you seen them drumming up this nonsense this week about conscription?
Yeah.
What a fucking joke.
What's going on with, like, are they sort of saying that, trying to test the waters?
No, I don't even think it's serious. I think it's generals, isn't it, who have been.
It's the ones that leave the army, isn't it? And then they come out and say stuff.
Well, one of them who is announced is leaving. Yeah, I think it's lobbying more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think what the point they're making is that it's been underfunded, in their opinion. We're not spending enough on defence, and the size of the army's gone down from whatever it was, 100,000 to 70,000.
Yeah.
And so their way of bringing that to its publicity, bringing that to attention, is making these fucking noises about conscription.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I know, yeah.
Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. They won't get very far, I don't think.
I don't know, yeah. It'd be weird, wouldn't it, these days, if that happened, what people's reaction to it would be.
You first.
I know, yeah.
Who the fuck? What's it? Joe Talenti says. What's he say every week? Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do?
Yeah.
Can't see it. And it's like, what kind of situation would require, for a population to pick up arms? It has to be under sort of immediate threat of invasion, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? I can't see any other situation where you'd be able to convince enough people to mobilise and sign up. My granddad enlisted in 1938 because you got to pick.
But at that point,
he said they all knew.
Right. Okay.
They all knew it was coming. The war. So he enlisted in 1938 so he could join the engineers. Otherwise, he would have, if he'd have waited, he'd have been in infantry.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't have come back. So they all knew. You know, you don't tend to pick this up in your GCSE history. They all knew beforehand that it was coming.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. Dark times. The world's changed a lot, you know. I can't see it happening anything like that again. Hope to God.
I know, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah. You just don't know with these fucking psychos running the show.
I know.
These fucking idiots.
That's the thing, isn't it, at the end of the day? Who's making the decisions, and they're all fine anyway, aren't they? With the, like, I read something about, I think I mentioned this, about Rashid Sunak being being worth 700 million. So, you know, just in a basic savings account, he's earning 30 million quid a year, isn't he?
With Halifax?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, quizzing.
So, do you know what I mean? He's just like, so people like that are so insulated from it. You would just I would just buy as much gold as possible, or like what's the guy called? The bloody, who had his own record label. and lived-
Branson,
and li- no, and lived,
Necker Island.
well, there's that, isn't there? But lived on his super yacht, Geffen, David Geffen. You've not heard about those stories about him.
I know the name, yeah.
So it's Geffen Records, wasn't it? But he during the Soviet Union, he just basically lived on his super yacht
On international waters.
Yeah.
Why?
Just to get away from it all, I think.
From the tyranny.
Yeah, and to make sure he was safe because he's like old. but like everyone goes and sees him. He's one of these people that he's like highly like Bezos would go and see him, and
Wow.
well, just name a name basically, and they go and see him. So he's a billionaire, obviously.
Would Epstein go and see him?
Probably. I wonder if he's on the list, David Geffen.
I don't know. I don't think you only ever see like the same names go up again on that list. It's like,
How many times can you read the name Bill Clinton?
yeah. Jay-Z. Tom Hanks. Yeah, I don't know. It's a different world to those people, isn't it? It's
Exactly, that's what I mean. It's the same, isn't it? With like George Bush Jr. said did he not say he was a Vietnam veteran? And he was a pilot, wasn't he, or something?
Right.
But he was nowhere near any kind of combat or anything like that.
his dad was the most powerful man in the States for a long time.
Head of the CIA and then the president.
Yeah. And he ran a group called, was it called The Enterprise?
Right.
Charlie Robinson did an episode on it recently, I think, called The Enterprise. Banking interests. Interestingly, his father-in-law, he married into a banking family, and he came from a banking family, but his father-in-law was educated at Stonyhurst College.
Wow.
Jesuit college, like 5 miles from us, 7 miles from us.
I know it's a really old, famous school, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stonyhurst.
I went to the website and I thought, I wonder what it costs.
No price.
Yeah. There's prices for all ages. For sixth form, I think it's about 40k a year.
All right, okay.
40 grand a year.
Not too bad. I wonder how much it is for like normal schools. Because I don't get it. When it's private world, it's like prep school, and you go to that till you're about 8.
Right.
And then you go to somewhere else, and then you go to somewhere else.
Well, this took like, I think primary school age.
Right,
kids.
okay.
That was maybe like 15, 18 grand a year.
Is that all?
That's all, yeah.
Right, okay.
They do boarding as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just, trying to think, I looked at like the previous notable pupils.
Alumni.
They didn't have the Bush connection guy, obviously.
No, because it'd be too...
No. Do you remember The Office, Ricky Gervais' show, The Office? Do you remember he had like a regional manager above him who would come and visit every now and again, who used to brown nose?
Yeah.
He is an ex-Stonyhurst
All right, okay.
alumnus. Yeah, a couple of rugby players. I can't remember now because it was earlier this week when I looked at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was George Herbert Walker.
Right, okay.
So the Bushes, Bush Jr., he was George H. Bush, I think, wasn't he? George W. Bush.
Yeah.
George Walker Bush. And Bush Sr., the guy who read my lips,
Yeah.
the head of the CIA, he was George Herbert Walker Bush.
Right.
Named after, like, when his father-in-law, I guess.
His
He was
father?
named after. Yeah, I can't remember.
What a
Can't
random
remember.
school to come to.
Yeah, a Jesuit college in Lancashire.
Yeah. Away. Just away. On the Foul Coast. Is it on the Foul Coast, that one?
It's on Longridge Way.
Yeah, it's that one, isn't it? So there's another one in between, like, Fleetwood and Blackpool.
Right.
And that's another famous one-ish. Is that Russell? Russell? No,
Could be.
don't know.
Could be.
It's an old one.
Yeah. So yeah, Gladiators. You can watch it on iPlayer. So I bet you like it.
I don't
Especially
know.
your eldest.
If I could peel him away from Roblox for.
It's a Roblox phase, is it?
Yeah, it's bad. It's cut him deep.
Just wait. Does he have a Switch?
has a
Nintendo Switch.
We have 2 Switches now.
Yeah.
We have a Switch Lite that the youngest one doesn't pick up now.
Yeah.
And then we have a one for the telly, which also you can play, can't you, in your hand. And he's just not interested in it at all now.
Who, the youngest?
The oldest one.
He's not interested in a Switch.
No.
What's he doing then?
Playing Roblox on his...
Oh, is that on tablet?
On a tablet, yeah.
Right.
Can you play it on the Switch as well, Roblox or something?
I presume so. Yeah, it's a free game, isn't it? I presume you can.
There's all the... Yeah. And so now he's on about Robux. The dreaded fake money.
In-game purchases, yeah. So it's V-Bucks on Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. So I just...
Yeah, the games are free, and then they make the money through in-game purchases for skins.
Exactly, yeah.
Dad, can I spend £12 on a skin?
12 quid for some digital nonsense.
It's your money, mate.
Right, okay. Yeah, I know. It is weird. We had a discussion, a very brief discussion, me and the wife today. But it's like, there's the amount of toys in the house that we've bought and just aren't touched.
Yeah.
Just not interested in it.
They go through it. They've been through it.
Yeah.
Maybe not your youngest. I
He
bet,
still
though,
picks up toys.
I was going to say, if you get out a box of toys that haven't been out for 6 months, they'll go, and they'll start playing with them.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah.
They do that. I mean,
it's novelty.
Yeah. And he does go back to certain things sometimes, but the youngest one's just into cars. He just loves cars, all kinds of cars, and driving them and remote control cars. But he's just got so many. Like, this is the thing I always think about. I can remember like having, 5 toys that stick in my mind, and he's got like, they've literally got hundreds of toys. If you count all these little cars.
Yeah, action figures.
Yeah. It's just so cheap. And everyone's got more money to spend on tat. So your house is just full of it.
Yeah.
And teddies.
We had a big clear out of about 3... I think it's when we put the Christmas decorations away.
Right, okay.
We did a double whammy of a weekend. Oof, ouch. And had a big clear out of toys. We had bin bag. It's like throwing.
Right.
Loads of stuff that didn't get the money our money's worth out of. They got played for a few days, and then that's it. Like Paw Patrol.
Yeah, there's loads of
Paw
those
Patrol
things
toys and
flying around.
Yeah. The only things I haven't thrown out are his Thomas engines. So my eldest had Thomas engines, and he's going to be sitting on a little gold mine in 20 years. Some of them they go for not mega money, but like 20 quid.
Yeah.
For a little fucking engine if they're a rare one.
Right, okay.
So they're in, like Stanley tool makers do them screw boxes.
Yeah.
They got like 3 or 4 screw box full of Thomas engines.
Oh, right, okay.
And I'll just stick them in loft and forget about them.
Mm-hmm.
But on the gaming front, our paradigm has shifted because we got a PS5 yesterday.
What?
Say what?
How's he earned it then?
He saved up.
Really?
Yeah.
How much was it?
$390.
Right, okay.
It's a digital. Have you seen the digital?
Yeah, so it's not got a disc drive.
It's not got a disc drive on it. You can buy an ancillary one if you wanted to.
Can you?
Yeah, I think it's £90.
Right, okay.
But I mean, it's not the way anymore.
No, well,
if
he's just playing stuff that you download anyway.
Fortnite, Rocket League. Yeah, he'll probably get FIFA when the new one comes out for Christmas or something next year or whatever.
Where's that? In the front room?
No, it's going in his room.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Are they being separated? Are they sharing a room still? I mean.
Oh, in bedroom, yeah, they've bunk beds, yeah.
Still sharing.
Yeah. They doubt there doesn't seem to be any appetite to split them up.
Right, okay.
I think it will become clear when the older one starts getting annoyed at his little brother that maybe we need to think about splitting them up.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I think we've got a good year at least before we have to cross that bridge.
Okay.
So yeah, he was incredibly excited about PS5. A few of his mates have got one.
Right. So
I'm not.
does that mean that there's a TV in the room now?
There has been for ages. It just never got used.
Right.
Never
Okay.
used it.
Yeah.
We got a new TV in the lounge for our anniversary, our 20th.
What a treat.
Yeah, for her. I never watched the fucking thing.
That's
It was
what I
my
mean.
idea as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So our old TV went. She said, mount that in their room.
Slave. House elf. This telly needs to go in the boys' room. Mount it.
So I did that, and it never really got used.
Right. Okay.
Other than sometimes, Fortnite they do these live events.
Yeah.
And it might be at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So a couple of times, I've made a big deal out of it, and we've got popcorn from Aldi or Lidl now, and
Okay.
like we'll get online with their cousins.
Yeah.
And they'll play the live event together, and it's a big fucking whoopee doing it. So they would do it in the bedroom because it would go on too late or whatever. And so yeah, the PS5's going to go in their bedroom, so he's going to play it up there.
Okay.
So I guess the little one will put his switch up into up into TV in the lounge.
Yeah.
Take over that one.
It's still finding that our youngest one is incredibly attached to the older one and just follows him round basically.
Right.
Like, and he just wants to be doing what he's doing all of the time.
Does he not mess with Fortnite?
No.
Your eldest?
No. It's not even on his radar. Doesn't mention it at all.
Wow, that's weird.
I know. I don't know why.
Like my youngest is winning battle royales now, solo.
Is he really?
Yeah, did one the other day. It's like, yeah. It's like, no big deal.
You're fucking solid. You were shy. You're so bad at it.
We played it one night and gave up. There's games where there's no building now, so it's just straight shoot 'em up game modes. So you can do no build battle royales, which
Right.
we'd probably be better at.
Do you think?
Well, obviously, better than
Oh, that was it, because the thing got
box.
It
Like
get-
building boxes around each ourselves.
It gets
Can't be.
smaller and smaller and smaller, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That was the thing, wasn't it?
that wasn't a problem for us. We were usually dead within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're crazy. It's crazy watching them, how good they are.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Just pick it up.
I know it's weird, isn't it? How they learn it.
Mm.
No.
But yeah, they often ask for V-Bucks for birthday.
Mm.
What can you do?
Well, that's what. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You know,
I've tried don't waste your money on that. It's a load of shit.
it's
Digital tat.
it's just what they're interested in.
Exactly.
So you either waste the money on the toys that I had just never played with really, or I waste the money on this fucking just farming
Yeah.
this digital fucking dress.
Can you imagine, Matt, being a 41-year-old man and being down to the last two in a battle royale and losing to an 8-year-old?
Yeah. I mean, I think I'd be quite happy to be down to the last two. I think that might have happened, by accident. Like to the last 3 or 4 maybe, and then we just got killed.
Yeah.
I think like one of us maybe.
I have no idea. Well, we used to play as a squad, didn't we? A duo or a trio or something,
Maybe.
which they do. I told you about when they carried Julius's mum, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I won't go into it again then. That
Yeah.
was funny.
Yeah.
Come on, get your mum to play. We'll carry her on a battle royale, on a trio. They fucking won.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable.
Terrifying.
Kids. Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing is like, if they put, I suppose what I lament to myself is, well, you can't force it, can you? Is the amount of time he spends staring at that fucking tablet or gaming console. If he just spent half of that time reading or doing some maths, he'd be a fucking genius, wouldn't he?
I don't know.
Well, he'd be
Does it
certainly
work
better.
like that?
Well, the thing, I tell you what's worked really well. I've told him he still has to do some of, which is the times table rock stars, because he was shit at times tables.
TTRS.
Yeah, before that, and he's done it. He did it for like 6 weeks, and he was doing the times tables in the questions in less than 2 seconds.
Right. It's a really good program that, because as well you can change the difficulty.
Yeah.
So
I
can.
thought it did it automatically.
Maybe it does now.
I think
Maybe
it does
now. Yeah.
because I fucked it up for him because I started doing it.
Oh, you swear.
And then he's like, I can't do any of these questions, Dad. But he's faster. He's probably can do him. He can do him faster than me now, basically.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, I suppose it's pretty useful, isn't it?
That's
To a
just
degree,
that's
your
just
times tables.
rote learning. But they wanted it. He said that they wanted them to work on just being the recall, just being able to know.
Do it instantly. Yeah.
Yeah, that 4 times 4 is 20.
Yeah. 7 5s. Okay, next.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's the 7s and the 8s for me. 7s times tables is the worst, I imagine, for me.
Yeah.
9s is easy because you can just
Take one off.
each time.
Add 10 and take one off.
Yeah. So
9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90.
yeah. And then there's like a Indian guy that does. I don't know. It's on TikTok somewhere.
Johnny 5?
I don't know. And he
Is
does.
alive?
He
No?
does like weird ways of figuring out maths. That's not just like standard long division or whatever. He just says, "You just do this," and it gets the answer.
Is he some sort of yogic alchemist?
Maybe, yeah.
Right.
But he's quite good as well to look. He's like that. But he's gone back to it, and I thought I caught him crying and getting frustrated one day. So what's wrong with you, Dad? It's taking me 2.1 seconds to answer the questions. It used to be like 1.9 seconds. Oh my God! You couldn't even answer him 6 weeks ago. So do you know what I mean? But I like to keep that kind of thing going in the background. He has to do a bit of that, as well as just this mindless fucking, what's it called? New Haven, it's called, on Roblox.
Oh, right.
Isn't that in like a Lego film? New Haven. That's the Lego film, isn't it? New
Is it?
Haven. That's
I
what.
don't know. I've seen the Lego film. I've seen Lego Batman, but not
Yeah.
Lego movie.
So I think it might be called New Haven in. It's just. I've just figured it out. That's why they all like Lego.
Did they not have an Among Us phase?
No.
No.
He talked about it, and like other people at school must have played it, but he's never played it.
He's never vented to electrical.
No. No. Yeah. Spoken
Yeah.
about it.
We've been through all these fucking Minecraft, Roblox.
He went through a Minecraft phase, but then and he started building it. He went to a Minecraft club at school, after school club, and they were supposed to be learning.
Nerds.
Yeah, learning how to build stuff. We said it sounded like he just dicked about with someone there, basically. That he was paired with.
Oh.
But he enjoyed it. He's on keyboard lessons at the moment.
Right.
Can I have a keyboard, Dad? No, because you don't play a ukulele.
We had a parents' evening on Thursday, and I'm talking to a music teacher. You know, the pupil sits down with you at parents' evening at high school.
Come with me, child, whilst we...
Talk about you.
Well, we took him to primary school a few times. He just sits there like...
I know, like secondary school.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
have to take them.
Well, pretty much.
Right.
It was asked, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And you
Yeah.
both sit down, the
Yeah.
parents and the
Do you have to go... Is it like... what's it called? That dating?
speed dating.
Easy.
It was pretty much like a horrendous speed dating thing.
Okay.
So the kid makes appointments for you with each teacher, and within 10 minutes, that is fucking out the window. It's just
Yeah.
a fucking
yeah, chaos.
a
And is it
bonfire.
hot? Boiling?
I went straight from work I was in Burnley in a frozen house. I had 2 layers of Under Armour on, plus my work gear.
Oh, no. Was she dripping?
I wasn't bad.
Where did he
Took my
hold
jacket
it?
off.
In the old assembly hall?
Yeah, I think it's called the Arts Theatre now.
Right, it was, wasn't it? It was like a stage, really.
Yeah, and some of the classrooms down the corridor next to that, because there
Right.
weren't enough room in the Arts Theatre.
Yeah.
And his music teacher said he'd had a breakthrough on drums today.
What did he
It
manage
just
to do?
clicked
Oh, right, okay.
at the drums. So I said, "Crikey, I should have kept my kit. You could have
Yeah.
got on that." I said, "Nah, don't want it.
Is that what he said?
Not interested."
Right.
He don't listen to music. You see, they don't listen to music really, not very often.
It's quite
You
young,
know, unless it's
though.
Greatest Showman, or whatever it is.
Does he watch that?
Oh.
Do you just want to sing a song, a bad song?
No, it's just he likes it.
All right,
You like
okay.
that? This is the greatest show, whatever it is. Huge Jackman.
Yeah, I know the film. It's
Right.
shit.
I've not seen it. No, that's not a song.
It was like everyone creamed over that, didn't they, when it came out? And I
All the
watched it. I
all the
thought this would
mums
be
did.
really good. This will be really good. No, shite.
You thought it'd be really good.
Yeah. Sometimes musicals are good. Like Les Mis. I can't watch musicals. They're awful.
I can't watch musicals
It is pointless.
unless there's an odd Disney musical I can. And if you're going to class 93 Aladdin with
Well, no,
Robin
that's
Williams, if you
all
class that as a musical,
All Disney films. Disney films are a category in of themselves.
yeah,
Classic Disney films, because they all were like that, weren't they? Singing and dancing, and cartooning.
Never heard a friend like me. Do-do-do.
Mm-mm.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Do-do-do-do. Could your friend do this? Dum-dum-dum-dum.
Yeah.
Great film. Robin Williams is that's a genius performance.
Yes.
If you go to the Lowther at Lytham and watch Aladdin and see some guy try and compete with that, it's just not happening, I'm afraid.
No.
One of a kind. No one could have done that.
No.
You could say maybe Jim Carrey's the closest of a performer who maybe could do quite a good job. Maybe a little bit like Robin Williams.
Maybe.
He's the only guy who comes close, I would suggest. No?
I would say so. Yeah. Yeah. I think Robin Williams is a better serious actor as well.
Well,
A dramatic actor.
I've never seen Jim Carrey in a serious role.
No, he's done some, hasn't he? So I suppose Man in the Moon, you potentially would call that a serious role. Or
The Mask.
The Mask, or Liar Liar, or a great cult room drama, that one. Oh, God. The one where he's in his own TV show. That's a drama.
Oh, Truman Show.
That's a drama, really, isn't it? Do you not think?
Never seen it.
Fuck off.
Nah, I've seen bits of it.
You've not seen The Truman Show?
No,
I think that's a really good film, The Truman Show.
I'm sure it is. I like the premise.
It is like The Truman Show.
It's a
in here.
great premise. I know the film. I know what it's about and everything, and I know the famous scene at the end where he hits the wall.
The third wall.
and leaves.
The back eye.
Yeah.
And everyone turns the telly off.
Yeah. Yeah. Reality TV gone too far, essentially.
Yes.
But yeah, I've never seen it. Just seen bits. That was a serious role. There was no comedy in it, was there not? Can't believe that.
Not really, no. I don't think so.
Oh, right. Fair
Can't
play.
remember. Not that I remember.
Maybe I should watch it.
Maybe.
Bet it's on streamings, isn't it?
Probably not, because it's a classic, I would say.
Do you not put classics on streamings?
I don't think so.
Fuck me.
It'll be on, like, Paramount. or
Buy a
something.
hard copy and a disc drive for a PS5.
Yeah,
Watch
basically.
it on that.
Yeah. I think he's done some other things, but Robin Williams was like a good. Have you never seen like 1 hour photo or something?
I was going to say that was the first one that came to my head.
Or just Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah.
That's a drama, isn't it? Really? Mrs. Doubtfire, of course. Man loses kids in divorce, becomes trans.
It's a psychological thriller. It's a character study. Mrs. Doubtfire.
It is.
You watch it today
Yeah.
with an adult's eyes. My kids fucking love it, man. They love that film.
It's the dressing up as a lady, isn't it?
It's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
For a kid.
Millennium Man.
But you watch it as an adult, it's like, fucking hell, this guy's life has been torn apart.
Yes.
And this is the lengths he will go to see his kids. He'll get up in drag. He's got that fruity brother, hasn't he?
Yeah. Fruity brother.
That fruity brother. He's the makeup artist. He makes the
mask.
prosthetic mask for him.
Oh, it took like that.
Beautiful, darling. You look beautiful. Oh, fucking what a film.
Now, want something a bit older?
You're the Janaya Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Turn to Winnie the Pooh then.
That's how she sounds.
And Pierce.
Oh, yes, darling.
It's proper Mary Poppins, like a Scottish Poppins.
Yeah.
Scotty Poppins rip-off.
Yeah.
And what's the thing where, does he not scupper all the previous occupants? Like he phones pretending to be answering the advert.
Yes.
And does stupid voice. He does his his Good Morning Vietnam, multi-personality disorder improv to sort of scupper. So his ex-wife is like, oh my god, I put this advert up. Oh, I'm getting these crazy people applying for this job.
And then this like legit bat, this like obvious man in drag. Oh fuck me, I'll just have it.
I just can't imagine. Like
the best bit of that, the scene that I think about the most. There's two. Obviously, the big reveal when he's doing the Heimlich, and
he has. And it's a restaurant appointment.
Yes, so the two things.
He's trying to sort his career out.
Yes,
he has to meet the TV producer. He doesn't want to miss the big meal with the family because does he suspect that Pierce Brosnan is going to engage?
Yes,
going to propose,
and move them away or something.
Yeah. So he's getting pissed, isn't he? He's getting lit with the TV producer and having to keep going into the bathroom to get changed to go with the family.
Yeah.
So go on, sorry.
And the other one is when the social worker turns up and he has to put his face in cream.
Hello!
And it drops into a tea. 1 number 2, darling.
Yes, a famous gif, that. Hello.
Yes.
I may have used it this week in the Element server.
Yeah. But, they don't make films like that anymore, do they?
It would never get made.
No.
Can you imagine the pitch meeting for that movie with the studio? Picture Robin Williams as a failed father. His wife is divorcing him and asking for full custody of the kids. Robin's plan is to apply for a job as a housekeeper, turn up in drag, and win over the family. It's a great film. It's a heartwarming film at the end.
Yes.
It's really heartwarming. Tear-jerking. It all gets resolved. It's a happy ending.
It is, isn't it?
Out of a really shit situation, it's really well resolved. It's a classic film. And my kids fucking love it.
Then they lap it up.
It's like Home Alone to them. It's like crack. It's like spice.
I might try it then. I might trial it. So we're still with the youngest, you see. He still he just switches off after 10 minutes, starts walking around looking for attention.
Yeah, he's not far off though from being able to. Does he? Have you tried him on Home Alone?
Yeah, he says he wants to watch it because the older one,
right?
And he can't get through it basically.
Ah, well, yeah. Still, the other one will watch it. That's good enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sod him.
The thing is, if it's funny, the older one starts cracking up and laughing and howling. The younger one will start paying attention then. Oh, what's he laughing at? This is something. Maybe I need to pay attention to this.
Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah, it can be infectious in that way. How you control your children.
Through comedies. Early 90s comedies.
Gosh, it's got me thinking now. Maybe I should introduce some Jim Carrey into the situation.
Well, yeah, I think The Mask. We've tried Ace Ventura in the past. I think it was a little bit too...
Bit old.
Yeah. The Mask might be... for your older one.
Yeah, I mean, he's too old. He's almost too old for The Mask, my 12-year-old.
Really? We were 12 when that came out.
Were we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't watch it when it came out. We got it on VHS.
I don't know. I think I might went to the cinema to watch that,
Yeah, I think... Because I remember you... Did you lend me the VHS for The Mask?
I don't know, maybe.
I'm not sure I had my own copy. My own hard copy. I don't know.
Yeah, in the gulag.
Cracky. That first scene with Cameron Diaz in that film with the red dress on is like, holy shit balls, man.
Who is she?
What?
I know, yeah.
What year did that come out?
94, I think.
94, so we were 11.
30 years ago. 30 years ago.
Jesus, how old was she then?
Oh, she must have been in early 20s, I imagine.
Right.
I think she was very young in that film, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think I don't
Like
remember.
peak.
I don't think she went in anything else, did she? Before that,
No, I think it was like one of her first, if not first, role.
right?
Try this red dress on. All right, you got the job.
Can we just get you wet? And pretend it's raining outside.
Yeah,
Just come in a bit sodden.
yeah,
Hell's bells.
I know.
More tea, Vicar. Oof.
Surprised that's not up in here somewhere.
What?
Her in the red dress.
No, I mean she used to be in. That was that period where she was the hottest thing, weren't she? Shortly
Yes.
after that, what film would it have been after that?
Well, something about Mary was 98, I think. So that's 4 years later.
Right. She would be like regularly in the top 5 FHM, wouldn't she? 100 Sexiest Women.
Yes.
And then it's sort of around about Charlie's Angels, it started to go downhill.
Yes. I blame.
So objectifying, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? But, you know, what else have we got to do?
Yeah. Yeah, The Mask. I might try The Mask. I'm trying to think what other... Liar Liar is probably going to be a good one, isn't it?
I would say so. The pen is blue.
The Claw.
Yeah. These references, you know, when you were talking about that thing, you're in jokes in a relationship.
Yeah.
So the claw, doing it this way.
You have to explain to the listeners who maybe don't know what you're talking about.
What
Relationship in jokes.
So in a relationship, you can, in some relationships, if you have a happy one like me and my wife, for 90% of the time, you have an in joke that you both know. You reference a film in order to mean something.
Yeah.
So if you're being a little bit lame in my relationship, you would say, the claw, like that, because in Liar Liar, there's the lame guy and he does the claw as one finger and Jim Carrey does the proper claw.
Properly, yeah. Goes for it.
Yeah. Or if you're trying to say something
And you can't think of the word.
you finish it off with the pen is blue.
The other person finishes it. So if
Yeah.
you see your spouse saying the
Pen is blue.
yes, the pen is blue. Yes, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Thanks.
Yeah. The pen is blue. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
clever girl.
Yeah, that's
Could be
another. That is
another.
another classic that's used a lot. Yes.
Yeah,
Clever girl.
girl.
Yeah.
Is that where you mine all your in jokes from? Early mid-90s comedies.
That and Partridge. Yeah, there's quite a lot. Some Partridge in there.
Was your missus into Partridge?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's funny. We bought Knowing Me, Knowing You with Alan Partridge and watched it.
Did you get the zombie version?
What does that mean?
Gnawing me, gnawing you.
No. No. Oh, that was the he does get dressed up in one of those things, doesn't he? As a zombie,
Oh, did he? I just made that up.
No, yeah, he sellotapes some biscuits to his face and and wears a shower curtain, and he's a zombie. I think it might be in the second series that when he's staying in a Holiday Inn, and he has his 12-inch plate. So the 12-inch plate is referenced quite a lot.
Right.
When if you pile it high at a buffet, should have brought your 12-inch plate.
See, it won't work. She never into Partridge. I can't use that
No.
material. Like she went into the League of Gentlemen. That would be another one.
Yes, yeah. Well, she didn't. I don't think mine was into that. To be honest with you, I can remember. I can't remember actually. Did we watch that together?
Candy pegs.
Oh, that yeah. My wife now, yeah,
You're my wife now, Dave.
yeah. We would say that. I think,
Yeah.
and I kind of can't.
Right.
If she wants a can of Coke, I'll get her a
What
can of
did she
Coke.
say when she got her boobs out?
Who? My wife. Surprise.
No, a can of can't. The local shop
Oh,
woman.
I don't know. Something about milking.
She was milking a. Wasn't she breastfeeding a pig or something?
Yeah. So fucking bad. Wasn't it? I remember we used to used to come around to my mum and dad's back room, drink beer and play shithead and watch The League of Gentlemen.
Fucking, that was a life,
Or
wasn't it?
Spaced. Do you remember Spaced?
I never watched it.
You watched it at my house.
Maybe I zoned out. Couldn't tell you anything about Spaced.
That was another thing I went back to ages ago to watch.
I'm not a fan of Simon Pegg. I think he's a bit of a twat.
He does come across that way these days.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, 20 years ahead of my time then.
Best mate with Tom Cruise now, isn't he? I was going to say Ted
Oh,
Cruz.
because of MI.
Yeah.
It's impossible. He's going to be a Scientologist.
I don't know. He's
He's going to
pretty
get
close.
the Freedom Medal of Valor.
He's been talking about his alcoholism. He was like an
Pegg?
alcoholic. Yeah, something recently.
He is now.
Well, he's clean now, I think.
All right.
I think he's sober. But I saw him talking about stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I always preferred Nick. Ross
Yes.
seemed like
A nice gentleman.
less of a. I don't know. Just he would come across a bit up himself. Peg.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got as a teenager.
Oh, you could sense that.
I
you?
don't know.
He was in the second series of Partridge.
Peg.
Simon Pegg. Yeah, he's like a TV producer or something in it.
Perfect
He comes to
for the role.
the hotel to talk to him about something. And that's when they have a ladyboy. It's called a ladyboy. I don't know what it was. It like gin and fucking Baileys or something. Gin and, I can't remember.
Did you ever watch the movie you did? The Partridge movie?
Alpha Papa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
It was okay.
It was
a
quite
hostage. It's a live hostage situation.
It was quite funny, wasn't it?
I thought it was all right. It was fine.
Yeah. The recent stuff hasn't.
No Johnny English.
No, the recent stuff hasn't been as entertaining. Like he did a one show rip off, didn't they? I didn't find that particularly. Like some of the jokes in this like 90s stuff. You can't. My sense of humor is outdated now. You just can't get away with it. Like there's one.
So sad.
There's like a guy in drag again. It comes back to a guy in drag, and it's like the Knowing Me, Knowing You episode, and he does loads of risque jokes. You know, ooh, pardon. He would say that, and then he like comes out of character and says, "Now, do you want to meet Wayne Etta, or do you want to meet Wayne?" And do you know what I mean? You just wouldn't. There's just no way, is there, that would ever.
The BBC won't commission that these days.
Exactly, yeah. So
Stop me. Not me down with a feather.
I know. So, but it makes me laugh because it's funny.
Well, is there anything funny on? I don't watch TV now, so I don't know if there's anything funny on.
I was trying to think if I've
I
watched
would
anything.
imagine that it's just become a sterile fucking mess.
Do you know what's quite good still?
Tepid.
Inside Number 9 is still good.
Oh, that is.
So it's two of them from The League of Gentlemen. It's the one with the dark hair and the one who's in Benidorm. Simon Pemberton is one of them.
Reece Shearsmith.
And Shearsmith.
Small one.
Yeah, he's the
He's
other
the
one.
Papa.
Yeah.
Do you want to buy some pegs?
Is that him?
That's Reece, yeah.
Right, okay.
It's the best.
And
Not Moriarty. Not the tall one.
no, he's not in it at
Right.
all.
Two little guys.
He might have made a guest appearance in one
Fucking-
episode.
I love the one where is it? Where they're like they do shows at schools. They do you know, like PSHE lessons for schools. So they
Legs akimbo.
Fucking hell. That's gold. That was so great.
I know, because it was like stuff you. This is the thing, though.
It's relatable because
Yeah.
we witnessed that shit where this troop of Amdram guys would come in and try and get down with the kids. Oh, he's wearing his baseball cap backwards.
Yeah.
Talk to us about knife crime or some shit.
Well, that's what I mean. So things have changed so much, haven't they? The culture's changed that I only find things funny that has Jim Carrey and Robin Williams and basically people, men in drag. That's it. All the rest of it's just
Hilarious.
I'm just trying to think what, like, I suppose the things that I've watched that made me laugh is mainly just stand-up stuff. Recently, I can't really remember a TV show that's been. I've watched some dramedies. Like,
Movies. Well, movies are
Dramedies.
different. You've got more leeway with movies.
no, so I'd say like Succession is a dramedy, a
Right.
comedy and a drama, like
Right.
a dark comedy, but it's still not like it's not like The Office or, Phoenix Nights or things like that.
The Office broke the mold with comedy, though.
Mm.
I remember watching the pilot of The Office on BBC Two,
Right.
just one episode. And it was on at, I want to say it was on at like 10 o'clock
Yeah, it would
on
have been.
BBC Two,
It was.
10:15, something daft like that. 45-minute episode.
Apparently, nobody watched it the first time. It
I
was
did.
on.
I did. I was like, wow, this is new. This is
Right.
novel. It's interesting.
Mm.
And he, love him or hate him, Ricky Gervais, he sort of created a genre that was copied by everyone, imitated, and it never beaten, really, in those first 2 seasons.
Well, did you know what I would
was
say
unique.
was that Peter Kay thing? That was before The Office. So
Yeah, fair play.
he won like the comedy thing of
Perrier.
or whatever.
A Perrier Award, I think.
No, it was on Channel 4, and as part of it, he got to make a pilot, and one of them was like one of the episodes of that Peter Kay thing, and he did. It wasn't the same, was it? Where it followed a group of people. It was a different.
It was an anthology, more of an anthology.
Yeah, it was a different sort of.
Yeah.
But one of them was the Phoenix Club.
I was going to say Phoenix Nights is the same idea, but it's played more.
Not like with
The Office is played straight.
Yeah.
This is a real situation. It's not a comedy show. Whereas the Phoenix Nights is straddling a line between
Yes.
realism and
Well,
satire,
no, it's
comedy.
not because there's. So sorry, like in that Peter Kay thing, they address the camera, but in Phoenix Nights they don't, do they? So it is.
No.
It's a proper.
But a lot of it is
sitcom.
believable.
Oh yes.
You know, it's not like
No, yeah.
Red Dwarf or something like that. It's actual. You met people who were like that, like Ray Vaughan, who will come and rig up your fucking electrics at lamppost outside.
Yeah.
Because, he's Ray Vaughan.
Exactly.
Ray Vaughan.
Mm.
Yeah, Phoenix Night, what a show.
Mm.
That'd be worth a rewatch, I think, after 20 years.
Yes,
Phoenix
these things are
Nights.
quite useful to go back to. Like I can always go back to like the second series of Alan Partridge because that's just hilarious.
Father Ted's another one.
Yeah, Father Ted.
Not watched it for 20 years.
Yeah,
And,
that would make you laugh probably.
Did you ever watch the IT Crowd?
No, never could get into it. But people go on about that because it has thingy in it, doesn't it?
Who?
The brass eye guy.
Well, Chris Morris.
Yeah,
Do you know where he was educated?
Stonyhurst.
Stonyhurst College. You just reminded me.
Oh, right. Okay, that's good, isn't it?
And his brother, who I
Right.
think is a producer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Willie G.
Da, da, da. I never watched the IT Crowd,
No,
but it's the same guy, Graham Linehan, isn't it?
I like
Who's-
the guy with the glasses.
Adewadi.
Adewadi. Yeah,
Richard
Ayowadi.
Adewadi.
Ayowadi.
Are you okay, Hardy?
I like his shtick. He's quite funny. Makes me laugh.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. Do you know what I quite like, which is a little bit funny, but not, is Gone Fishing.
What's that?
Another fishing program.
Is that the Bob
Yeah.
Mortimer one?
Yeah, with Bob Mortimer and Whitehouse.
They still do that, do they?
Yeah, it's been going for years now.
I imagine our kids will look at that like last of the summer wine. Or look at Dad. Look at Dad enjoying his bland
I know, last summer wine. That
we're-
was that was on for 40
northern
years. wasn't
comedy.
it?
Yeah. Of course it went.
Green grass. Was it green grass? No, that was.
That's Emmerdale.
No, was it? Was it not that one heartbeat?
Yeah,
It was
same
green-
thing. Yeah, green grass. No, you're thinking about Nora Batty.
Yeah,
Compo.
I do think about Nora Batty a lot.
Yeah. Compo was trying to get into Nora Batty's knickers
Is that what it was?
every week. Yeah,
God, I used to hate when that. For some reason,
it was so long.
I associated it. Obviously, it was on a Sunday, wasn't it? But like for some reason, I can just remember it being on and it being sunny outside, but it's like bedtime.
Wow.
That's what I kind of, or it was the lead up to bedtime
Yeah, I used to get that feeling of the weekend's
Heartbeat.
over.
when Heartbeat came on. That was on at 7, wasn't it? I think on a Sunday, maybe, or 8.
Mastermind used to give me similar vibes. Oh, it's time for bed.
The
and
complete opposite
bathing.
was Friday night, with Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
There was, I'm pretty sure it's Catherine. Is he called Catherine Hamill? Is that her name? Who was in Terminator?
Linda Hamilton.
That's it. Linda Hamill. That's it.
Was she in Beauty and the Beast?
I think so. I might be getting it wrong.
Who was Beauty?
It was a. it was. So it was a TV show. It was on for like half an hour, I think. But I
Wow.
looked it up. It's a thing. I thought, am I fucking like making this up? But I used to get to stay up late on a Friday and watch it. I think it was on at like 8:30 or something.
Do you,
on
do
ITV.
you remember a tea time show, an American show, and they were all dinosaurs, like latex dinosaurs, like
Oh,
humanoid dinosaurs?
You're ringing a bell now. Yeah. What's that?
I don't know, but I can picture them in my head. There's
Oh,
a show all about humanoid dinosaurs.
fuck me. Yeah. What was that?
I don't know, like 91, 92, something like that.
Wow.
Around about Desmond's time.
Yeah.
I used to love Desmond's.
Yeah, that was
Book
funny.
Bay,
Yeah.
the barbershop
Yes.
show. That was great.
I enjoyed that.
It's so sad, isn't it, that we have to talk about comedies from 30 years ago.
I'm just trying to think of like
There's nothing now.
like a sitcom or a comedy show that's been released. It's like cartoons that are coming to my mind.
You can't make them.
It seems
can't
like
make
real
'em.
life ones. So like you're allowed to be more risque with a cartoon, like Rick and Morty and some of the stuff they've done in that. Or
You got one there, haven't you? You know, if we're going to say the last 5 years, I'm guessing Family Guy's still going,
yeah,
right? Even though I don't know anyone who watches it.
no,
I used to watch it. I used to buy the box sets,
I know it
like the
was.
season box sets for like the first 3 seasons.
mm-hmm.
And then it was roundabout. I remember getting Blue Harvest. You remember Blue Harvest? That was
Yeah.
there was like a scene for scene
Yes,
Star Wars New Hope animated remake with loads of great gags if you're a massive Star Wars nerd like I was.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just stopped. It just got old.
That's another in joke. Pew pew, gotcha.
Brian. Brian. God, she was looking at another dog before. Oh, homeless hounds have got a beautiful little girl, a puppy called Hope. She's some sort of like
Beast.
mastiff, like a bull mastiff type. She said, "Look at this dog. She looks just like Zeus." And it was like, wow, they look quite similar.
Right. Okay.
I just
What you need is another
sled.
giant dog.
a sled. Fucking hell, he's doing my right. Yesterday morning, I was awoken by a paw in the back of my head,
Okay, and some weird yellow fluid.
and so it turns out, right, the boys they get up usually about 6:30, 7 o'clock
Oof.
on the weekend.
For extreme gaming time.
They're not allowed on the machines till 8.
Right. Okay.
So the lads getting hyped, ready for the first battle royale, for the first Crown Victory Royale of the day. 8:15 a.m. Bring it! I want that new skin.
What
So-
are they doing between 6:30 and 8 then?
They'll just put telly on. They
Right.
watch they're watching a Lego series on
Maybe have some croissant.
Vitabix.
Do they make their own breakfast?
Trois Vitabix.
Can they make their own breakfast?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It depends what it is. The thing is, we have to put the cereal on top of the fridge, otherwise the dog will
Yes.
destroy it.
Yeah.
So, if they want cereal, then they have to wait for one of us to come down to reach it.
Mm.
Although, 8-year-old, he'll just go like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna grab a chair from other room," and he'll just climb things, or he'll just jump on the worktop. He'll pull himself up on the worktop and stand on the worktop. And
Yeah.
totally fearless
Mm.
and athletic in that regard in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So they come down at like 7ish, and they leave the baby gate open at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
So guess what happens?
Comes in.
The monster comes up the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
and this has
Get
been
away
happening.
from the kids.
Get away from the kids. Just wants peace. Just wants to go to sleep.
Mhm.
And it's been going on for a few months now. And he would usually just lie in between us at the bottom of the bed,
Mm.
lengthways with the rest of us. He's been gradually sneaking up. Right?
You want some of that sweet, sweet head action?
This morning, I woke up and his head was there on the pillow, there on the pillow in front of me.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
I love him to bits, so I'm so glad we got him.
He's a lovely dog.
But yeah, she's looking for a friend for him now. God. So the thing is, if you have two dogs that size, if they decide to pull in the same direction,
Yeah.
it's like, back in the day when you were hung, drawn, and quartered. Like the last
What
guy.
happens if they pull in opposite directions?
That's what I was going to say. Like, I think the last guy in France who was hung, drawn, and quartered was, I think, in the 19th century.
Really?
Yeah, or maybe was it around the Revolution? Maybe it was 1780, something like that. Can't remember. But in those days, they would sort of put you down and they would tie a horse to each limb and then set the horses off. And that's how you were quartered, by wild horses. They fucked it up on that guy as well. They had to finish if the tendons were still attached. And some guy with an axe had to come and chop it and finish it up. He was still fucking alive.
Well, yeah, you would be, wouldn't you? You wouldn't die unless you die of shock.
But he'd already been hung and drawn and his genitals cut off.
Oh, right, okay.
You think you would bleed out quick from having your
Nads.
junk slapped off, but maybe they cauterized it.
Yeah, probably.
Probably gelded. You're probably just fucking gelded. It's like the brutality. It's amazing, isn't it? You just can't believe. This was in public.
I know. Yeah.
People queued up. People were waiting. Yeah, come on.
We want the gelding.
Want to see it, man.
Yeah.
It's like...
No else to do, was there, I suppose? No TV to quell.
Those people were no different from us.
Well, no, yeah. It's what's socially acceptable, isn't it? It's slowly got...
It can flip on a dime, I would say. But I don't know how I got. Yeah, so if you have two dogs that size, you can end up getting quartered. If they go in the same direction, you're going to struggle to hold them. That's my concern, really.
Yeah.
I think I'd be all right, but I've got a few stone on her, weight wise, and massive strength advantage.
Huge calves.
Yeah, so that's the only thing. But the thing is, he never pulls, and he's very good on the lead.
Really?
But you'd never know, if you throw another dog into the situation, how things will react, especially another rescue. You don't know the history of all that shit.
Yeah. I mean, he seems quite quite docile and stuff, doesn't he?
Never pulls.
And it
Never
seems
goes after a cat or anything. Not bothered.
My wife's parents had loads of dogs and always had two.
Right.
And they had, the last pairing was like Max, who was like a beautiful, I think it was like a kennel club.
Like a pedigree
Alsatian. But unfortunately he had to be put down. He started like being fits and stuff. But he wanted to dominate so bad that he made the female dog's life a misery, basically.
Oh.
That was the issue.
Bloody hell.
But your dog seems to have a different personality to these ones.
It's a complete wet blanket.
Yeah.
Just wants attention.
Mm.
Cry at you if you don't pay him enough attention. But most of the time he just wants to be sleeping and get away from the kids, peace and quiet.
What did the kids do to him?
They just chatter, make noise, and thus he can't sleep.
Right, okay.
That's what they do most of the day. Dogs just sleep most of the day.
Well, yeah.
Or they go out for a walk in the morning, and then he'll sleep till lunchtime.
Then he'll eat something.
Have 11s. 11s.
Can.
A can of mixed beans.
A Weetabix.
And
And a wooden spoon.
Christ, like if you leave something on the side in the kitchen, say one at lads has only had 2.5 Weetabix, he's left half a Weetabix in the bowl. He'll come and go and sit there by it and go,
I'm wasting away.
yeah. So you give it him or put it in the bin. Yeah, it's I don't know. It was such a lovely looking dog. This girl, kind of tempted.
How old is?
But it's young, 12 months.
Okay.
It's been socialized, house trained.
Right.
They had a little video of it up in the rescue centre where there's like 10 dogs running around in this pen. You know, everything seems hunky dory.
Right. Okay.
That's yeah. It'd be nice for him to have a friend. Thing is, though, my missus in a few weeks is going to be working 2 days from home, so that'll
It's
make
4
things.
days at home, really, isn't it? Because you got the weekend.
Yeah. So someone's normally in the house Saturday,
It's just
Sunday.
3 days now.
Yeah, because we got him during the when she was working from home during the COVID Union nonsense. Our last dog died on like the Christmas 2020 Christmas, and we waited till about February, I think, until we found him. So yeah, like February, March 21. And I
Has he
think,
been around for 3 years?
I know. We were saying, yeah, it's coming up 3 years now. So he must be nearly 5 or nearly 5.
Yeah.
Fucking bonkers.
Wow. Is that
Some dogs that size don't make it that long, you know.
really?
Like bull mastiffs and stuff. Like average age of a pedigree, you see. Pedigree bull mastiff is like 5. Then they
No.
die.
Oh no.
Yeah. A
Like a
2,000-pound dog. Yeah. But he's got like 4 different breeds in him. So mongrels are hardier.
They are, aren't they? Yeah.
Our last one, I think she was 15. A big, not a big dog, but a biggish size, like Labrador sized dog.
I think Ruby got to like 13.
Yeah.
when
Was
I
she
finished.
a pedigree?
No,
Nah, that's
she
the
was
thing.
fine. She got a bit arthritic in her
I think
hindquarters.
I think German Shepherds are famous for hip dysplasia and heart problems. Off
Yeah,
the top of my head,
because of how they're bred.
the breeding.
Yeah,
It's-
but she
it's a
was
shit show.
her shape wasn't like that basically.
No,
Like
I
a
don't
dog.
know why they do it. You know, man, it's a shit show. That
I know. Yeah.
like a dog is a dog. What's it matter? You know, who writes these rules of what a breed is supposed to look like? It's nonsense.
She
Yeah.
was, but she was a bit of a. She never calmed down really. She's always
Anxious.
Yeah, very anxious dog. Yeah, all the time.
Even when you were there.
Not when we were there.
When you left. So she had separation anxiety. Do you think?
Yeah, and I suppose just very excitable and stuff like that. Basically, she never calmed down. But we probably didn't train her properly. I imagine.
No, it's like you just figure it out as you go along, and you probably make a hash of it now and then. No, it's what it is, what it is, isn't it? You know, unless you're watching dogs behaving badly. You ever watch that? That
No.
guy, that big, tall northern guy who goes round.
I've seen it when I've been flicking on Channel 5 or something.
We were at Michael Owen's house the other day, helping Michael Owen with his dog.
Right. Okay.
Denise Van Houten. So they do like celebrity dogs behaving badly now, it seems. It's one of those things my missus puts on when she's exhausted everything on streaming.
Oh, she has to resort to linear.
Something has to be watched. It's on streaming.
Oh, is it right?
Oh yeah, no. We haven't had an aerial connected to our TV for years.
Really?
No.
Yeah, I do watch some live. I've been watching the news a little bit recently.
Right?
I don't know why.
Is that your age?
Maybe.
Which
But it's
one?
just shite.
Which news?
A bit of ITV and a bit of Channel 4 and a bit of BBC.
Oh, good spread.
Yeah,
Of
of just-
propaganda.
of all the same. I started listening to that the German farmers protest podcast
is-
with Jordan Peterson. The
I
other day.
posted a link, didn't I, in the Element server?
I've not seen that on the news.
Well, no, you won't. It's kicking off in France this week now. The
Is it?
French are going for
Well,
it.
they're always doing something.
No, but they know how to do it. They're
yeah, the
talking
Gilets
about.
jaunes.
Well, the COVID Union shut them up. The Gilets jaunes.
Right.
They
Okay.
got shut down with the lockdown
Right. Okay. That's
conveniently. But no, they're talking. They're going to siege Paris. They're going
Right.
to seal Paris off. There's been a run on supermarkets this weekend in France.
Really?
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Because they don't fuck about. But that Peterson one was interesting, wasn't it? I'd never heard any of that German shit.
No, I've only listened to about half an hour, 40 minutes of it. It's interesting, but it's just not like it's surprising that kind of thing, that side of the argument is not reported on at all. I kept thinking to try and Google it and see if it came up on any kind of mainstream media outlet, an
Right.
article, but I never got round to it.
See if any paper over here has done a
Piece.
piece on it.
I imagine they would. I imagine like the Telegraph or the Times or something like that would have done it.
Maybe, I don't know.
Something about it. You would think, wouldn't you? Sometimes the Guardian does a piece about it. But then, like, it's this thing, isn't it? Where
These right-wing extremists.
yeah,
in Germany.
You're being labelled as and obviously what that means in Germany as well. The more extreme connotation.
Well, they talk about that in the podcast.
Yeah,
about
they
this
do.
being tarred with the right-wing brush in that.
Is it
country,
because
you know.
is it the Green Party that are in power in Germany? Is that what it is?
It's always a coalition, isn't it, over
Right.
there? Same in Holland.
But it is the Green Party instead of like it's like it used to be. Isn't it like the Christian Brotherhood or something that always get in? It's something like that, isn't it?
The Jesuit Illuminati.
Yeah.
No, it was the Christian Democrats, weren't it? Angela Merkel was leader of, was it the CDN?
Something like that,
Christian
isn't it? Yeah.
Democratic Party, something like that.
Mm.
And she got booted out, and she resigned for
What was the other guy? Helmut Kohl.
Hermit Kohl.
Kohl, that was it.
You're going back a bit there.
Yeah, that's the only other one I know the name of.
Right. I think he was
Premier.
pre-Merkel, no?
Yeah.
The
yeah.
one before Merkel.
That's a pre-Merkel. That's like a when you go into hospital, right? You're going to have your pre-Merkel before the Merkel?
It's Scholz now, isn't it? Olaf Scholz is the current
It's Scholz.
chancellor.
Definitely not a Schiltz.
He's definitely a shill.
Mm.
Of course he is. But yeah, why are they kicking off? Why are the farmers kicking off? We had the Dutch farmers like 2 years, is it a year ago, 2 years ago?
They never really explained it properly. I was running when I was listening to it, but it was, I think they were saying, the thing I can remember is something about having to give up 10% of the land to be rewilded. But it's just a usual push, isn't it, on getting rid of diesel, I imagine. Something about diesel, they're not allowed to have it tax-free or... because there's like red diesel here, isn't there, or something?
Yeah.
So there's that, and there was all just the usual stuff, isn't it? As part of the
There are
green
certain
agenda.
exemptions.
They talked about nuclear power, didn't they, and having to, and then now they can't have any energy and stuff.
They're burning the dirtiest kind of coal
Yeah.
in Germany.
That
because
dirty coal.
They shut down all the nuclear plants,
That
the
was-
clean energy plants.
Apparently, and I've heard this a few times that they had the best. They hadn't. I don't think they'd even had a meltdown. We
Germany!
even we've had a meltdown.
Engineering.
in the UK, haven't we?
Sellafield.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a meltdown.
I don't know
here.
if it's a meltdown. It might have been a spill or something.
No, it went out of control,
Right.
and they had to shut it down in an emergency kind of thing.
In like the 50s or 60s.
Oh yeah, ages
Yeah.
ago,
Yeah.
ago. But,
But-
Germany, they've never had one, basically.
Well, no, I mean, we're talking 70-year-old technology there.
Yeah,
Whereas these German plants probably would have been 30 years old.
maybe. Yeah.
And new plants you build today are going to be even better.
Yeah.
But we're not allowed to build them because it's too clean. It's not It's not. What about the toxic waste?
And they just build a big hole, don't you?
But it's a complete scam because you just have to look at how many coal plants are being built in India and China.
Yeah.
You know, it's an absolute joke.
Mm.
So yeah, the farmers are getting punished, aren't they? And they're getting done on diesel tax. So they want to tax their diesel.
Yeah, that was something I sort of remember.
Yeah. Whereas agriculture, usually gets an exemption because this is what it is, right? This is the key. We pay road tax, so our fuel duty is for the roads.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, these guys, right? They're saying we don't use the roads.
Mm-hmm.
Our diesel is for our fields to produce your food.
I know this is. Yeah, I know.
This is why we should be exempt. It's a perfectly legitimate argument. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
But that's why I can't get my head round the short-sighted, or like this kind of idea that. So you've got, on the one hand, they're talking about Russia, and an invasion on continental Europe or whatever, and then so they switch off. Russia switches off the gas pipe. They turn off all the nuclear power plants.
Ukraine blows up Nord Stream 2.
Yeah, and then they also want you to give away 10% of your agricultural land. So how is that helping you to, as a country, to survive by doing all of those things? Because we're going to stop the climate catastrophe, and everyone can just starve. And
Well, they said they end up importing more food.
that's what I mean.
So if the carbon costs of the
Yeah,
shipping, and probably coming from countries often with more lax regulation when it comes to things like animal welfare and all the rest of it.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a complete nonsense.
mm.
They're ideologues,
Yeah. I know. Yeah,
complete ideologues. They're just captured. And again, it's like I'm all right, Jack. We're fine. We'll be in Davos next year.
skiing and
You can-
hookering.
Hookering. That story makes me laugh every year about the hookers in Davos,
Yeah,
where the price keeps going up. We have this massive influx of escorts to Davos for these fucking schmucks, these slimy twats, to turn up and whore about and have their little fucking meetings and
yeah.
their breakout sessions. Fuck off.
I know.
Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? But yeah, but they do. And this is where a lot of it comes from.
I know. Yeah.
The fourth industrial revolution, man. Go and read you'll be bored to tears, but apparently you can read it. And it's all spelled out there from Herr Klaus.
I know.
Yeah, it's an absolute mess. So I'm going to be interested to see what happens in France next week.
Well, the other thing is that we seem to be going in a different way, though, don't we? Like pressing ahead with those nuclear power plants.
Oh, good. Are we?
Yeah, even though there's like it's still being sort of comes up on the news. That was something I saw on the news about the spiraling costs of it. But
These are the ones that China are building.
did they not get kicked out?
Hinkley Point.
I thought they got kicked out in the end, and it's EDF now. So it's
That's
just
France.
yeah, instead of us.
Well, they never gave them up, did they? The nuclear France.
No.
They kept them.
Mm.
Germany was the sacrificial lamb. Shut down all the nuclear plants, perfectly functioning, carbon, clean nuclear plants. Shut them all down. Absolute fools.
Yeah.
But this is what ideologies will do to you. Make you make stupid decisions.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's weird, isn't it? So, I'll see what happens in France next week.
Yeah.
Because we've had it in Holland.
Well, yeah, it was the same thing in Holland, wasn't it? Again, why would you get rid of all your, especially if you're
Agriculture.
if you're an exporter, which Holland is.
You have to eat the bugs. That's why. Cow farts.
I know, yeah.
Cow burps, cow farts. Bad for the environment, man.
What does Holland I think what's Holland famous for?
Beef. They're a
Is it beef?
massive beef exporter, I think.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but then what about Argentina, which is the stories there, or Brazil, where allegedly acres and acres of forest are being cut down in order to create pasture and producing, but nobody's asking Brazil. Well, they're probably asking them, but they're not listening to get on board with the cow farts and eat bugs in South America, are they?
No.
I'm eating my blueberries from Peru.
Peruvian blueberries.
Yeah, it's been flown to me from the other side of the world.
Well, I mean, you'll struggle to get them local, won't you?
Yeah.
Blueberries.
I wonder if do blueberries even grow in the UK in the summer? Do you think?
Oh, I would say so. Yeah,
Might
you
try
can
and
grow
grow some then.
Yeah.
See if I
Well,
can
why
get-
not? I mean, if you can grow strawberries.
Why not?
Oh, in a greenhouse, you can grow strawberries. I mean, a lot of wild berries grow, don't they? Black currants, raspberries, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, black currants.
In fact, we had what am I talking about? We had tons of strawberries in our garden.
Yeah, strawberries. will
Years
definitely
ago.
grow. Yeah, strawberries grow.
They grew like freaking triffids.
Yeah,
They would migrate. They would jump from planter to planter
Mm.
across like a meter gap.
Yeah,
They were wild strawberries.
people
They were
say that
wild strawberries, and they were wild.
Our garden's full of wild strawberries, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you get a blueberry then? Blueberry bush.
Well, they've got seeds in it, so imagine if you get the seeds out of the blueberry, dry them out,
Scatter to the wind.
and I might try and pot them and see. But they grow them in because I know that it's quite a thing in people have moved away from farming something to blueberries in Peru. They farm them on the slopes of the Andes.
Oh, wow. Is that when they roll cigars on the thighs of Peruvian virgins?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's why I always look at stuff when I'm buying, like, why am I buying a lettuce in, like, fucking January? Or, strawberries. Strawberries are year round now, aren't they?
Yep.
So quite often the strawberries are, like, from Egypt to Egypt. My cucumber was from Hungary today.
Wow.
I know,
I thought you would get them over here. Cucumbers.
I know, yeah. It must be grown in a hot house. I think.
Polytunnel type things.
Yeah.
It's not new. You would have had grapes in England 2,000 years ago. 3,000 years ago. End at Bronze Age.
It would have been shipped here.
Yeah, you would have done.
Do you not think they
You
would have
had
gone
dates.
off? Dates, yeah, because they're dried.
Yeah. I think you'd have had grapes. I think I think they knew how to ship them and keep them. In fact,
I'm going on a limb here. I think they were shipping grapes.
I mean, if you go back to the late Bronze Age, they would have been shipped. If you're talking Roman warm period, they'd be growing their own in southern England.
Well,
So
yeah, I
then
suppose
you've
that
only
was
got
a
to ship them
greenhouse.
up the M6,
Exactly.
the
yeah.
Roman M6, Watling Street.
Yeah.
I would say.
Mm.
I need a wee. I'm busting. Go and have a look what's happening in chat. Emma's here.
Hi, Emma.
Og Dan. Big ups. Give him some big ups, some shout outs.
Conscription up to 60. Well, at least Phil's out of it. Someone used to look after a poodle, Quatrax. Now, I've heard about poodles. Did you find that the poodle was intelligent? I've heard that are they not supposed to be like one of the most intelligent breeds of dogs? Cheech McDuck says grapes still grow down in the south coast where they have palm trees. Well, there's actually a palm tree across the road from me, actually. Not sure if it has any dates on it. Doesn't Holland grow a ton of tulips? Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, isn't it, about agriculture is the amount of carbon dioxide that it takes out the atmosphere. So if you kind of add that up, the lack of growing stuff in your own country, plus then having to burn coal, then you're probably onto a double loser there, aren't you?
Yeah. I think you can grow a lot of things in a fairly decent climate like we have. I know it's been freezing, not this week, but the week before it was proper snow. We had snow.
We had snow for half a day, didn't we?
Fuck me, yeah.
And it rained.
Yeah.
Did you manage to get out and build a snowman?
I took the Tuesday off because it snowed here and it never snows in Preston. And I was meant to be at Burnley.
Oh.
And I thought, fuck that, it's up in the hills. Still, I've had 3 times more than what we had.
Mm.
So yeah, I just had a snow day. Can't remember what I did. Nothing much.
Big wank.
Yeah, massive. And I went the day after. It was dicey the day after because you've got to go up a hill to this job, up a dirt track over cattle grids.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck me.
Is he alone? Is it just like a house and with nothing around it, or is it
It's an old farmhouse.
Is it a group of houses?
It's on its own, but maybe 30 yards away, there's a row. I think it was a barn that was converted into 4 terraces.
Right. Okay.
But he's got the old farmhouse.
And that's it. Is there anything else around it? No.
Sheep.
No kind of no shops, pub. No, it's a proper isolated, except for those houses.
You drive through a water treatment works
Oh, right. Okay.
to get to it.
Right. Okay.
They're building a new water treatment works. And you drive through this building site almost. You pass a house here on corner, and then you go up this hill for half a mile. You pass one house that's got a tennis court, and then you go another few hundred yards up, and then you get to his house, and then there's another row of houses,
Right.
4 terraced houses.
Okay.
It's proper in arse end of nowhere.
Right.
I mean, idyllic if you're into that sort of thing. You want to be sort of isolated and stuff. It's
Is he not going to go? Does he have mains, sewers, and
oh,
water?
it's oil. So oil heating system,
Right.
no gas.
That's what I mean. What about water? Oh,
Septic tank for the shits.
yeah.
It's got water. Yeah, it's got a water main.
So it's connected to the water.
An electric
somehow.
main.
Right. Okay.
It did have overhead power line. It's called a TT system,
A TT system.
which you find on agricultural farms.
Right. Okay.
It's like the mains cables come to your fucking roof and then down and into your house from a pole.
Okay.
But that has been done away with a few years ago. They've put a
Dug it
standard TNS system
up the ass.
up the arse of the house. That's one of my jobs next week. I've got to move a 25mm armoured. Not looking forward to that. I'll have to have my Weetabix that day.
Is it heavy?
Well, it's like that thick,
Yeah.
solid copper.
Wow.
I've got to move.
Heavy.
Yes. But, you know, strong like a bull. Where there's a will, there's a way. I might have to get Clivey baby to help me. My fucking bay. My bay turned up on Thursday.
Was he? Is he still
Clivey.
doing stuff?
He turned up in a Honda, like a Honda Accord.
What's
He's got
he
rid
doing?
of big van. He's doing burger alarm.
Oh right. Okay. Some light work.
Yeah. Well, he turned up on Thursday. I did see him. So I started this job my first day back after New Year, which was like the 6th of January.
Mm.
And he were there with customer, like, seeing what he wanted, doing materials list. So we only had time for like a quick cuddle.
Mm.
And but he turned up on Thursday. So
How's he
fucking hell,
doing?
He had me in tears, man. He's so funny. Fuck me. He had a bad do with his mum last year. His mum had to have a pacemaker fitted.
Right. Is he not like 1 million?
93.
Yeah.
She is. She lives across the road from my mum.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah, that's how we know him.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah.
That's how we know him. And she went to Withenshaw to have this pacemaker fitted.
Mm.
And they sent her home. What happens whenever you go to a hospital?
Get ill.
Gets infected.
Yeah.
So they send her to RPH, and he fucking played blue murder with him. He was threatening him with going to the papers and all sorts.
Why? Because she just left in a corridor or something.
He said, basically, Sparkles, broad and short of it is, what they wanted was for me mother to just fuck off and die and just fucking leave him.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I'm hearing this all the time with our health service. It's like fucking terrifying.
Mm.
And she got an infection. So they try with antibiotics and it clear up for a day.
Yeah.
All right, come on, you're off now. We'll send you home now. We'll discharge you. You're not fucking discharging my mother. Because as soon as she, as soon as antibiotics finish, she has a funny turn.
Yeah.
They can't fucking wait to get rid of you.
Mm.
They don't give a shit. They don't. So I grabs the fucking cardiologist,
Mm.
main cardiologist, consultant, cardiologist, and I'd had it up to here at this point. No one's getting to the bottom of this. 2024, Withenshaw can't talk to Preston, and Preston can't talk to Withenshaw, Sparkles. You wouldn't believe it. So I grabs this cardiologist. I said, come here, cop. I want to have a word with you. You know when you come in here, when you come in, there's that sign outside. What does it say? Royal Preston Hospital. I said to him, you want to take that sign down? You want to put another sign that says, Billy Smart Circus. Because you're a bunch of fucking clowns and you're the bloody ringmaster. That's how he talks to him.
Fucking hell.
I don't give a fuck at my age, Phil. I'll tell him how it is.
Yeah.
They took to my mother like she's a fucking piece of meat.
Mm.
And I won't have it. And he had to fight and battle and fight
Mm.
to just get a decent standard of care, it seems.
Well, yeah, especially in winter.
It's like they just want you to fuck off and just go away. You're a headache. You're a nuisance. You're a pain
I know. Yeah.
to be ill in
Mm.
their presence. That's the... And it's like I was telling my dad about this when I saw my dad, and he was telling me about when he had pericarditis.
Yeah.
When he was 50. He was still working. He retired at
I remember
53.
that, yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
So I found him. There was only me in the house.
Yeah.
And he
yeah.
collapsed in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he went, Disprin. I was like, what? Disprin. I had to get him Disprin and stick it in his mouth and then ring ambulance. I had to ring ambulance and that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was telling me this a few days ago, like, I know all about it from when I was in there
Even then,
25 years ago. Yeah, and he told me this story about. I never heard this before, but he said at one point, he was in the bed, and they fucked him about from start to finish. Anyway, he was in bed, and they thought he was out. He had his eyes shut, and two doctors came, a male and a female, and the male doctor's saying, "No, nothing more we can do for him. We've spent enough. We've spent enough on this man." And the female doctor was sticking up for his side, saying, "I'm surely there's something we can do. There must be something else we can do." And they thought he was out for count. As soon as they went, he got his flip phone out, rang my mum, told her to go to his place of work and sign him up, bring her the paperwork to sign him up for Bupa.
yeah,
And he signed it in his hospital bed. And then he got extra.
crazy, isn't
50 years old, man. He's lived for another 27 years
it? Yeah.
over a bit of pericarditis, but it's a fucking numbers game. I can't believe how ruthless they can be.
I know.
But the more I talk to people who've had experience, I'm lucky, really. I've never been to hospital in my life. Kids, wife, we're all healthy, never had any serious issues.
I know, yeah.
The more I hear about what's going on in the NHS, I think, fucking stay away. It's like,
Seems to be like that, doesn't it?
there's that started from America, that iatrogenic death is like is it the third leading cause of death in America? It is iatrogenic. It's the medical system killing you through misdiagnosis, misprescribing, all the rest of it. You think, stay away. It's like you got to, maybe the lesson is you got to look after your own health first and foremost, and just stay away from that system, because it's, unless someone's going to fight your corner and stick up for you, you're on a hiding to nothing, man. And then you think about what's happened in the last few years, and you think, well, fuck me. No wonder.
Yeah.
No wonder people were given an excuse to just fucking chalk people off. But yeah, he's hilarious, Clive. What else were we telling him? Oh, fuck me. Just little bits of shit he comes out with. It's like, I was working in a room, and he was in another room. And I just sit and go, oh, no. And I hear him shuffling about. Don't go in there, Sparkles. I've just shit. Fucking tears. It brightens your day up,
Yeah.
He just gives zero fucks.
He was he seemed a bit grumpy the last time we spoke to him. He wasn't very well himself, I think.
Well, he's had all sorts. Well, he was going on about that as well. So he had gout, and he had a heel problem. They were fucking about for months, and he cured it himself.
Right, okay.
With celery seeds.
Did he? Right.
Celery seeds and cherry seeds?
He went old school.
That were it?
Pendle witches.
That's all he needed. Cured him.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Don't take medical advice from this podcast. But if you have gout, maybe look into celery seeds, because it seemed to work for him. He's lost quite a bit of weight as well.
Yeah, I think that was.
Obviously, I didn't tell him that. I call him a fat cunt. Sorry.
I think that was half of the issue, isn't it? When you've got sort of those. I think didn't have something wrong with his back or something.
Yeah, that's a few years ago. That I think that's resolved.
But quite often the first thing they say to you if you've got a bad back is lose a bit of weight, isn't it? Basically.
I mean, anything like you've got wrong with you, if you're overweight, losing it will help.
Yeah,
it will only help, surely.
That's what they say, isn't it? They always go to for that. I don't know why. Well, I suppose there's all this talk about inflammation, isn't there? You've not heard this on the internet, like certain things that cause you to be inflamed. And my wife was talking about, the sugar causes inflammation, but she still has loads of it.
Maybe it does.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah. Well, they talk about sort of like depression being an inflammation of the brain.
Don't know about that.
Well, yeah, but so they say that certain foods cause it, and if you have inflammation, and then it might cause all these other issues as well, basically.
What's the other thing? Is it acidosis?
Don't know.
People talk about Dom from Sheep Farm did a podcast recently with a guy. Oh, what was he talking about? It was some sort of doctor. Oh, they were talking about is it oxygen therapy or something like that? But he was talking about different illnesses being a result of, I think it's called, is it oxidosis or something? I'm totally fucking it up, and I'm several beers in now. But it'll be on Sheep Farm's podcast feed if you want to check it out. He's doing like a second string of podcasts for his, because he has a company called the Health Bunker, where he does various therapies like vitamin C, IV, vitamin C, and they're called like oxygen passes, where they do some with oxygen therapy or whatnot. I don't know how it works. So he started doing podcasts where he's talking to people on like alternative health stuff, and it's on the Sheep Farm feed, so I get fed it. And I can't remember what this guy's name was. Some doctor from States, but it's interesting. It's like, oh, how did you get on with that Bruce Lipton book? Have you started it?
Yeah, I've just started it. He's still talking about how the cell works.
Yeah.
So it's I'm about 50 pages in, or maybe a bit more.
I found it quite like a page turner. I thought it was interesting.
It was interesting to see. So yeah, it was interesting about, he's talking, isn't he, about the analogies that they made in science around the cell and the nucleus being the brain.
Getting it wrong.
And
so
it being
like,
wrong, yeah, because obviously, you can take, well, not obviously, but you can take the nucleus out and the cell can still
function
live.
Until it runs out of proteins, till the proteins break down.
But it can't replicate.
Yeah.
So he's talking about about the membrane being the brain.
Yes, correct.
Currently, and his olive and butter sandwich.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good analogy. That was really weird because he was totally right. Like, you remove the nucleus, he says the cell does all the normal functions until it can't create proteins. It was the thing, wasn't it? It can't replicate and it can't create proteins. So the proteins that it has when you remove the nucleus, once those sort of wear out and break down, it can't reproduce them. But it's still, it's like a human. Like, we have organs. There are organelles, they call them, in cells, don't they? We have organs after organelles. Eventually we get old and our lungs break down, our heart breaks down. We're still humans, still operate. Okay, a cell that doesn't reproduce. Well, a human that can't reproduce, it's still a human. It still operates as a human. It's just one thing, It was like redefining the different parts of a cell, which I thought, wow, this is novel.
Well,
maybe we've got it backwards,
Well, the other thing is the primacy of DNA, wasn't it? That's what he talks about. So, like, DNA being
genes,
being the be all and end all, and his view is, and that's what epigenetics is. And I suppose this book was written in 2004, wasn't it? So it's 20 years ago. And from what
I think it was an updated version from 2015.
No, yeah, but yeah. So he does. So when the original part, so there's an update, isn't it, at the end of every chapter? So maybe it's changed even more in the last 10 years. But in 2004, there wasn't this maybe as much around epigenetics where you can influence because like genes or being turned on and off is, to me, was quite common knowledge now.
Yeah.
But maybe it wasn't like 20 years ago from what he's saying.
I remember listening to some podcast or something, where they were talking about the Human Genome Project and all the research that went into that. And it's like, first there was the shock. There was the shock of how little amount of genes go into a human. It's about 20,000 now.
Well, that was
about the same as a banana.
The microscopic worm has 24,000 genes.
Yeah, but they were expecting a lot more because of how complex we are.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. So, and then like a fruit fly has 9,000.
Yeah.
Which is far more complex than this worm, and we have 1,000 more than that microscopic worm. So it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't correlate.
Yeah.
No. And like the big promise of the Human Genome Project was that once we decode this shit, we'll be able to cure everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's it achieved? Other than frigging Ancestry.com, do your family tree a bit quicker.
Yeah, and see where your DNA comes from.
I think he's right in a lot of ways. That
the environment has primacy, is what he says, isn't it? I think.
Well, yeah, and it's all very just too deterministic.
Yeah, it's like it makes me think of Gattaca.
I've never seen that film. Was it Christian Bale?
No, it's Ethan Hawke and the woman from Pulp Fiction, Uma Thurman.
Uma Thurman, yeah. So it's named after the chemicals in it. GATC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What's it about? Is it about a human genome project? It's about.
Oh, it's about the
crick.
primacy of DNA. So this
Right.
guy, so you're not allowed. So based on your DNA, you're allocated a job.
Doombar.
Yeah, and then your this guy Ethan Hawke takes on somebody else's identity. He has to have his legs broken because it's been to make him taller. Because because it's been predicted that he is going to die. He's got like 10,000, I don't know, X amount of heartbeats, and his heart will give up, and he can't get onto this like space program that he wants to go to Mars or whatever. I don't know what it is.
It has been determined.
Yes.
He has 10,000 heartbeats, right? Okay.
Or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
10,000 days based on his genes.
Right.
And yeah, it kind of builds towards him trying to evade someone who's trying to capture him, and then, spoiler alert, he gets to go on the spaceship, but you don't know what happens, whether he dies or not.
Do you know what film I quite enjoyed, which is complete schlock, is a spaceship film with Chris Pratt and Katniss Everdeen.
Did you like
Is
that?
it called The Passenger?
Something like that, yeah.
There's them two characters and maybe a barman.
And they would just wake up early or something.
Yeah, I kind of like that film, and maybe I'm a worse of a human being for admitting that.
Yeah, keep that. I mean, it's kind of in
Keep that to yourself.
Yeah. I think it's in the same vein as Cobra.
Yeah, no fair play, or whatever.
Or Spaceballs.
Yeah, Ben didn't get Spaceballs. He couldn't watch 15 minutes of it.
Yeah, because he's not a child.
It shows how far he's fallen.
But Ben doesn't watch films anyway. You could say a film to Ben. He watches all the new Marvel
I thought he
films.
watched everything.
No, so like he doesn't. If you ask him if he's watched a film, he hasn't watched it.
Wow.
He goes. I take him to the cinema to watch
Date
auteurs
night.
at work.
Date night.
Yeah,
Okay.
occasionally. So he was my Dune buddy. I went to go and watch Dune with him, and we went to watch something else. What did we go and watch most recently? He turned up with his man bag with some beer in it. Oh, what was it? Don't know. Oppenheimer.
Barbenheimer.
Yeah.
I think the new June film will be out this year, maybe.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out at Christmas time again, I think. Or
Right.
in the winter, but I think it's been delayed till...
I looked up the cast, and they're obviously departing from the books in a major way.
Right.
Because there's I don't want to do any spoilers or anything, but there's two big name, like A-list actors in the sequel. And going off the book, well, one of them has maybe one line of dialogue.
Oh, right.
So I'm guessing they're expanding something.
Well, apparently, I've heard that, I believe that it's not quite the same. I don't, they have to make changes. It's like...
It's written like a screenplay, man.
like-
They could have done it all in one film.
Like my eldest, like I said, he was very disappointed that the Grand High Witch didn't take her face off in the film. And I warned him. I said, the book will always be better than the film because there's nothing better than your own imagination.
Yeah.
I don't think he believes me.
I kind of got ruined. June probably kind of got ruined because, every time Paul comes up, I'm just picturing Timothée Chalamet.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
And
Not the other guy from the...
I never saw the 84 one.
Yeah. It's like got Sting in it or something.
Sting was in everything in 1984.
And the guy from Twin Peaks.
And Showgirls.
Is he in Showgirls?
The guy with the quiff. The
Yeah.
side part.
Yeah.
Dark haired.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Lockhart?
No. Come on, help us chat.
Yeah.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah.
He was the main guy, the main man in Showgirls.
Was he?
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking hell, we've gone full
I
circle.
wasn't watching him. Not talked about the weird sex scene in the swimming pool.
Yeah, where she's thrusting in.
Yeah, like it's similar to the Fries incident. Wasn't she in Saved by the Bell? Isn't that the other thing?
Elizabeth Berkley, yeah.
Yeah. Scenes.
I can't remember because everyone fancied Tiffany Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Yeah.
It was Zach. There's a blonde guy, Zach, who was comedy, and then Slater, AC Slater.
Yeah.
Was the Latino guy with the curly.
He's
the
like
perm.
a famous TV presenter now, isn't he?
Is he?
He still looks the same.
Cool.
And then the other guy, Screech, who is dead. He died, didn't
Didn't he go into porn?
Oh, he was weird, wasn't he? Like threatened someone, but I think he died.
I think he did porn before he died.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's just a strange departure from children's entertainment into porn.
Well,
obviously, I don't think it was voluntary, is what I'm saying.
Oh, right, okay.
I think maybe he had to for money.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and then did he murder someone?
Yeah, he did, didn't he? Or something happened, or he threatened someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tragic, really.
Yeah.
Good one. Good way to finish.
So you're not going to watch Dune then on Netflix? Tell me what you think of it. You have to.
I don't see the point now.
You have to.
I mean, it'd be nice to see the maker.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know the maker. Have they got the terminology?
No, they've not mentioned the maker.
No.
I don't think so. It was about like the Gorgons and the Valhallas,
Give over.
and then the spice and the worms
Yeah, so
and the thumpers and the Fremen.
the Fremen called the sandworms the makers.
No, well, maybe, I don't know.
No.
They might have said that.
All right. I mean, maybe I'll watch it. I think it'll be visually really good. You know.
Well, I was going to say it's the soundtrack because the sound was.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't really get that at home. It's not the same as at home as it is in the cinema. The soundtrack.
Right. No, maybe not. Maybe I have to get a woofer out.
Yeah.
I have to kick the dog out, get a woofer in.
Yeah.
So he'll just go. For a bit of ambience.
Yeah.
I've got a stereo that links to the telly.
Have you?
Yeah, but it's in a box.
Oh.
I should hook it up, but I don't watch anything, you see.
No.
So
I think it's probably worth it to get the full effect
yeah.
as close as you can. I'll just turn it up to what's your telly on normally 10?
20?
20? Are you mad?
I don't touch it. I have to tell them to turn it down.
Wow.
It's often at 25, and I say
20?
turn it down.
Oh
I want late teens at the most. I'm trying to read.
Do you know what my telly's on? 9.
Wow.
Single digits in the front room.
Subtitles on.
It's fucking loud. I don't know why it's so loud.
I'm going to start reading this.
Lovely.
The Secret Work of an Age. Piercing the veil of allegory, codes, and symbols that enshrouds lost wisdom by KJ Cassidy.
Classic.
Came out last year.
Yeah.
New. Author. Why might I be reading?
Because he might be coming on.
Well, if it's any good.
All right, okay.
I don't just ask people.
The spine is not broken.
No, I've not broke its back yet. But that's going to be the next book. It looks very intriguing. And, you know, I'm sure if the author was game.
Look at this, yeah. You know,
What?
the
What
American seal, and it looks like... I'm not going to do any spoiler alerts.
Seal of Solomon.
Is that what it is? The eagle on. It looks like the pelvis, is that? Or the spine?
Oh, right. Oh, well, it looks intriguing. It was on my Christmas list.
Sphenoid bone. Oh my God.
Don't go in there, speckles of shit.
Is there a working toilet in this Burnley farmhouse?
Yeah. I had no water. You know, that week, was it last week when it snowed on Tuesday?
Yeah.
So I went Wednesday, water pipe froze. I couldn't even make a brew. I was on my own.
What did you do number 2?
At home.
At home,
I
obviously.
have number 2. Number 2 is evacuated before I set off. But yeah, I got there and I had my thermos cup with a you know, same as that, Contigo.
Mm-hmm.
And that were it. had no water. And so the next day I brought a bottle of a big like milk carton full of water.
Yeah.
It took several days for it to thaw out. And he goes, owner turned up, he'd been working and he turned up on like a few days later and he said, it's funny that because when I came to view the house, they had a wine rack full of bottled water. And I wondered what that was about.
Where is the water pipe?
Outside.
Well,
It freezes. It's not deep enough.
that's
in
what I
ground.
mean. Yeah, so it must only be like like an inch under the ground then.
Yeah. It's not deep enough to stop it freezing. And it comes up in like a plant room, which is like a bare brick
Oh, right. Well,
shell.
there you
So
go.
the tap had frozen, I think, maybe. It's hard for me to tell. I couldn't really tell. But yeah, no water. You have to keep bottled water on, ready, prepping for coach snap.
wonder if we might be able to tap into a spring around there somewhere. It's on top of a hill.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you'll just milk animals, won't you? If you got animals,
The sheep.
you'll have milk,
Yeah.
raw milk.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about having to do it raw milk.
Oh. I got the shits bad, didn't I? From the
Did you?
raw milk
Where
once.
did you have it?
At home.
Where did you get it from?
The milkman.
All right, you used to do raw milk.
Mum and dad. Yeah. They wouldn't,
Oh,
wouldn't have
when's
that
this?
They wouldn't have that pasteurized shite.
When's this?
It was in the 90s.
Right.
And then they got rid of it after I almost shit my lung out from it. That's
Didn't
what
kill you though. You know what that means.
made me stronger. Yeah, there's only a bit of blood. I panicked when I saw the blood. Shit so bad. I burst my asshole.
Nice.
So ill. I was genuinely so ill from it for like 2 weeks.
Now, if you had it again, I don't think you would be.
No, be fine now.
Yeah.
And the pox as well.
What, monkey?
No,
Oh, that didn't take off, that one, did it?
smallpox, isn't it?
Have you had it?
No, if you live with cattle,
Yeah.
normally you contract the pox from them, don't you? Bovine pox.
Cowpox.
Yeah.
This is what Jenner made his name with.
Bruce Jenner.
Bruce Jenner. Is Bruce Jenner's dad, Edward.
Jenner.
Yeah.
Ted Jenner.
The vaccinologist. He made his name with cowpox, didn't he? And smallpox.
All right.
That's why he's famous. Because he like took some smeg out of one person, injected it into another, and said, "Oh, you're immune. You're not dead."
Was it not like a French guy?
Yeah, he's French, isn't he? Edward Jenner.
Jenner. Are we pronouncing the name right? Is he not?
Jenner.
Jenner. Jenner.
I don't know. I could be
Jenner.
completely wrong. Like medical.
Yeah, I
history
thought
is
it was
not
I thought it was a
thing.
French because I thought it
Yeah.
came. Vaccine came from.
Vagine.
This is wrong, I bet, but I think a cow's vache, isn't it? La vache.
Is it?
Yeah. So
Sounds
yeah.
sounds hot.
Yeah. It did affect. Did he not? Was he not the one who did the experiment with the farm boy?
Oh, tell me more.
Like the farm boy who, he deliberately infected him with pox, with a pox blanket, but he'd been around a cow and he didn't get ill or something.
Maybe that's ringing a cowbell.
Yeah, something like that, isn't there?
Maybe.
With blankets and cows. Boy, bring me the cow blanket.
No Agenda were playing. They were contrasting clips about measles. Have you seen it in the news this week about measles outbreaks?
My wife has informed me about the measles outbreak in Birmingham.
West Midlands,
Yeah,
and across Europe.
right.
So they played a clip from. Oh my God! Not Little House on the Prairie. One of those other shows. Not Happy Days. Like the big culturally significant Brady Bunch.
Maybe.
I think it was the Brady Bunch from the 1963, where they do an episode where the little kid gets the measles. Oh wow! Well, guess it's a day off school for you. Oh gosh, darn it! And it's sort of completely downplayed. So everyone gets it in the house, even the housekeeper, whatever she's called, can't remember. It's, oh gosh, and we got the measles. And then they contrast that with a modern day report
I know,
where it's
yeah.
the end of the world. It's like, oh my gosh, it's crazy how the media changes
Yeah.
and your perception therefore changes. And now we're all, if you consume it all, you're terrified of it. Terrified of the measles, where it was on the Brady Bunch played it as almost a rite of passage.
Yeah. Like chicken pox.
I'm sure we had chicken pox parties, man. It's like,
Yeah.
if you got the chicken pox, if you heard of someone who had the chicken pox, right, grab your kids, take them around there, rub them up against each other.
My youngest got it. He wasn't particularly ill, but the blisters, the scars on his back, are terrible. Really bad.
He has scars now.
Yeah. Like, because he got these ones. He got it really bad, unfortunately. He got so he was one of these. He wasn't really off nursery, but apparently, this is the story. How true it is. With like the Soviet Union stuff, it was like nobody was.
I was just gonna say, and I didn't know whether it would be the right thing to say, but when a child is born,
When a child is born,
their immune system is primed when they come out of the birth canal.
yeah,
They pick up all that shit from the inside of the birth canal. That's like the priming of the immune system.
yeah,
And then they eat shit, they eat dirt, they play in the shit, they go to playgroup and they socialise with every other shit-eating toddler.
yeah.
But that all got shut down for
Well,
2
this-
years.
But this is the thing. So he didn't miss any nursery. I don't
Right.
think really. I
Good.
think he was at home for 10 months, maybe 11 months, which is normal.
From birth, you mean? The first 10 months?
No, so he was born in 2019 in May, so he would have had 5-7 months of normality, and then there was a couple of months maybe where he was at home.
They're not socialising at that age. It's
Yeah.
not until they start crawling.
Yeah, but listen, so then he didn't. Then he went back to nursery. So he was like, it closed for like 2 months, didn't it?
Right.
Or 3 months maybe. So then he went back, and pretty much straight as soon as he could go, he went.
So there's differences. See, I'm thinking of schools. Schools were shut,
Yeah,
but nurseries are private things. A lot of nurseries stayed open, didn't they? But there was a lot of fucking around with, have you had a test? Does your
Yes.
child have a temperature? If your child thinks about coughing, you can send him home.
yeah.
And we'll
so
see
there was
you in
that.
3 days. So it was a lot of still disrupted, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. You still, but yeah. But I suppose what they were saying is like there was a more virulent, is that the right word? Strain of it. And basically what happened is like they all got it in the class, or loads of them got it, and we were just going to go on holiday, and he he got covered in blisters on his back, and then all of those have like scarred, and they're like, it's like about centimetre scars, or about
They'll
10.
They'll go.
But this
They'll go.
is, I suppose it's 2 years ago now.
Yeah. What is it? Is it 7 years for every cell in the human body to regenerate?
Yeah, I suppose.
They'll go. Don't worry about it. He'll be fine.
Looks like I've been putting fags out on this stuff. That's all I'm worried about.
Child protection.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Well, on that note, we've done 2.5 hours, man. We need to go.
Okay, yeah.
It's 20 to 11.
That's enough content, isn't
It's
it?
10:45.
Yeah.
Yeah, play with the other shit-eating children.
Well, it's true, isn't it? They need to do it.
It's important. It's
Yeah.
like they like the test tube stuff.
Mm.
I know it's hard, but and I understand why a lot of mothers are opting for cesareans for fucking obvious reasons.
Mm.
It's no picnic giving birth. I've witnessed it twice, but there is, I think sometimes kids are at a disadvantage when they don't have that priming. But what the fuck do I know? I'm not an immunologist or doctor or anything. It's going like Brave New World in that way. It won't work. we've been adapting for hundreds of thousands of years to a certain thing. Once you change something drastically, like the way we give birth, it will have all sorts of knock-on effects, I presume, I assume. But what the fuck do I know? Don't listen to me.
No.
Idiot. Definitely not. Can we not end on like a dick joke or something?
Well, why did you go off on one then?
What did we have? Did you finish on a dick joke?
No, just it was a joke about child abuse. So that was
putting fags out.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Well, what a shitter. I just want to... oh, my God. Fuck me. I was talking to Clive.
Are they your notes?
I had to... Like, I've not worked with Clive since before the Soviet Union. And he was coming out with so much shit, I had to stop. And I said, I'm going to forget this if I don't write. I tried videoing him a couple of times. I put one on the Element server. Someone rang him up asking for money. A supplier. And I'm in back room. I videoed it, but you can't hear him. He's like 3 bedrooms down. And he's, oh, yeah, all right, love. Yeah. Well, well, probably by end of next week. All right. Okay, love. See you later. Fun. Fucking stupid fucking cunt. You fucking cunt fucking this. I went, cunt? Fucking cunt. Yeah. He's just having a go. But he got a phone call when I was there this week. Inland Revenue. From India.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's CPS. He said, answer it phone like from Inland Revenue and the National Insurance. Are you okay? Love. All right. From where are you? From Bombay, Delhi. Where are you calling from? Yes, calling from Newcastle. Right. Okay. Oh, I'm in arrears, am I? All right. Oh, bloody hell, love. I weren't expecting this. I'm in arrears, am I? How much am I in arrears for, love? Do I need to sit down before you tell me? All right, I better sit down there. All right. £12,000. I'm in arrears for £12,000. It's funny that, because I've been trading 24 years with my chartered accountant. I've never had a problem. Never had a problem with the Inland Revenue and National Insurance contributions. So that's funny, isn't it? That's what you're going to... Well, I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is, love. I think you better find a better job, hadn't you? And if you don't find a better job, I'm going to find you and I'm going to cut your fucking tits off. That's how he ended the conversation.
Nice honor violence.
I'm going to cut your fucking tits off. Oh, fuck you, I love him. Oh, diamond in the rough. I'll be so sorry when he retires.
Yeah.
He's been threatening a few times now.
Oh, he said, yeah.
He did his tax return this year. It's January. It's the first time he's done a tax return since he started pulling his pension.
Right. Okay.
So you know what happens? Your pension, which is about 11 grand or something a year, comes off your personal allowance.
Oh, right.
So they walked in with a bill.
Yeah.
Won't happen next year, Sparkles. Tell you what's happening next year. I'm taking 2 weeks off in summer. I'm going to cut the fucking books. You won't get another fucking penny off me. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Right, see you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah, thanks.
We'll be back properly next week with a guest and headlines of the week and all that shit.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do something a bit boring.
It's a fucking freak show. It's shit day! It's fucking shit day every day!
Democracy is just an obscenity that must be destroyed.
Thank you very much for your attention.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? You dirty bitches!
Better. building back better.
You're a big Jungus, based Sigma Chad.
You're crowless. Look at it, you're crowless. Close your legs. And stop being slack.
Who's got the biggest cock?
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Won't you take your out?
I think you're hitting the point, Phil, that
Oh my god, he wiped his ass.
and it really bothers me. Because I believe I have an issue in this respect.
Literally a communist.
You are, as always, a vigorous pigeon.